starting conversations, and I'm gonna have to animate them and just make silliness like I have before. It's gonna be great. Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome to session, if I'm not mistaken, 41.
69, 420.
It's almost. I got something planned for 69. Don't worry.
3.14.
World Star. He puts his fingers to his head and says, "Let's go." Yeah, we're already entering brain rot territory. Session 41. We pick up with Wondrous Company having made their way to Syria. Landed effectively at the port town of Ataturk, where they met a very wise and... I shouldn't say wise, somewhat busy and pulled different directions, young prince and cataphract captain.
His port.
He's gonna get himself killed.
Damaged and destroyed a lot of his port, unfortunately. However, in the process, dispatched a, what seemed to be Egyptian trade group of 2 of their ships. One was procured as payment, the other one was given to Wondrous Company for their needs while here, to show hospitality and welcomeness.
Don't forget, we also procured a kobold.
And a kobold. Upon dispatching the workers, a little kobold named Vin ended up joining the party and became the pilot of the ship, as he was somewhat familiar with the nearby river that they were taking. The Orosos or Orasos River, if I am not... Orontes, the Orontes River, following Antakya. The party, last we left, were burning some shish kebabs below deck and trying to figure out if Vin actually knew how to read a map. Come to find out, he didn't, nor could the other kobold of the party actually cook, unfortunately, at least not without instruction from Leroy, who set him up for failure, it would seem.
Hey, you try to kebab cat and get back to me.
We pick up last with the party heading down the river as it hits a bit of a narrow strait. The sides of the river kind of buckling inwards as most of the party is up on the top deck near the command tower, if you will. Excuse for a command tower of this boat. With Hachu and Torn exiting below deck on the back of the ship. The party finds themselves welcome to a rather large bird flying directly at them before banking away as if it's in a kind of dive bombing maneuver, which, come to find out, it was. Where, allow me to transfer the map, we will pick up where we last left off. Everyone on top deck having rolled initiative. Let's see if it kept it. It did indeed. Initiative is still up and running. However, we will be removing Leroy from that initiative tracker as he will not be here today. The party witnesses a little roll of about 9 sticks of dynamite come tumbling towards them and comes to a stop at their feet. And I don't know why this did not transfer over like it was supposed to. There we go, haha! As we pick up with the party, if I remember correctly, I established sort of a survival by time trial. The ship will be piloted by Leroy and Vin, who will be out of combat for this. At the end of each turn, the ship will advance 10 more spaces northward up the river. During... essentially, the ship will be declared free and clear of said ambush once the nose of the ship hits the very top of this map, which I believe is in 5 or 6 turns from now, pending nothing has to happen to the ship, and it doesn't have to veer or change direction or movement in the process. And let me go up over here, let me add their turn, let me roll for them and see where they're gonna fall on the... Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put them at 1, and we're just gonna have them go at the end of every turn rotation. We'll have the ship move at the same time. So we will pick up with Peter, then Hachu, then Nikos, then Tauren. After that will be the ship's movement, and then the actions of any enemies within range. You guys are quickly able to spot that there is a mixture of what seems to be sort of desert attire-clad warriors with various types of goggles and weaponry lined up all along various bits of cover and concealment along the entirety of this narrow in the river. Peter, we pick up with you with the roll of dynamite rolling between you and Nikos as Leroy has to look to the two of you to keep them safe as he starts piloting the boat.
It's only one thing of dynamite.
One bundle of 9 sticks of dynamite. It's got a decently long fuse on it, it would seem.
And Hero's hoping for a pleasant river cruise.
No such things do not seem to happen for us.
No, it seems not.
Can I pick up the dynamite and toss it overboard?
Make me a sleight of hand.
And the answer is no.
It's a pretty low check. You're grabbing a big old bundle and giving it a flick. It's not very graceful. You kind of drop down to one knee as you reach down, grip the dynamite bundle, give it a nice flick and toss over. Are you tossing it to the left or to the right?
Well, since I'm on the left side of the boat, we'll toss it off to the left.
Alright, it goes flying over the port side and you hear a nice loud sploom as it drops into the water and sinks down. Not sure what'll come of that.
Here's hoping it's not waterproof.
What else you got? We'll say that was your item interaction. He's in deep contemplation.
Can I create a shield for spiritual weapon?
You know? Is it one
Make
that
it
would
one of
remain...
those shields with a spike on it, so it's a weapon.
Would it
Charge.
remain really close to your body, or is it like one you want to have hover certain directions from you?
I want to have it hover certain directions from me, not necessarily around me, but around other people as well. I'd like,
It is.
if you'd let me do that, I'd like to argue it would provide half cover at least.
It is concentration. It won't buff their AC, but I will say it will provide half cover. That's actually, I like that. Yeah, it'll be a large enough shield that it'd be able to add a half cover difficulty to. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Oh, did our spell slots get reset between last session and this session?
Yeah, you guys have had a long rest, so you should all be fully healed, rearmed,
we
and
have.
reloaded.
Right, do I get
Okay.
mags back?
You get mags back. Yep.
Oh, I didn't think we were carrying extra mags. Okay.
Officially, unofficially, there's always like a very large Alice pack somewhere within the party that allows you guys to like top off your mags with the like boxes of ammo that you have in it.
Oh, and here I was collecting absurd amounts of ammunition off those bodies for no reason.
Well, no, that ammo is good to have because, well, just magazine capacity is good to have because you might actually go through that many mags in a firefight.
Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna cast, spiritual weapon and create a shield to protect Leroy. At the
Okay.
moment, it's going to be facing these guys here.
Gotcha. Let me grab a little token to represent said shield. Let's see, what will work here?
You have a shield.
I should have a shield. I might have a shield. Is there a shield? Where is a shield? Where is something that will work like a shield? I do not. Let me go to my items and doodads. Shield.
You said it moves 60 each time the boat?
It'll be moving 10 spaces, which should be
10. Okay. Like,
what,
oh, 10.
50 feet?
Okay, so to like
Let's see, shield skeletons.
there.
These are all shattered and broken. Is there one that is not bloody
Hang
and
on.
busted? There we
Hang
go.
on, I got an image for you to use.
I found the
oh.
shield.
Here, I think this will be a little bit more appropriate.
Let's see here. Ah! That tracks actually. I want to open it in browser so I could save it, curse you.
Speaking of, remind me, we need to establish what Peter's coat of arms is, because he should have one.
He would have a coat of arms, yeah. I don't think we ever established that.
How long is that?
Probably
D&D
not gonna be
turn?
that.
10 seconds?
Your average turn is about 10 seconds.
Oh, I thought it was 6.
Well, 6 effectively, but I would say between like 6 and 10-ish seconds is your average full like rotational turn,
Nice.
since it's all going on at about the same time.
Is this boat's hauling ass? It's going 6 knots.
Roughly, yeah. It's doing some riverine movement.
Hi.
Hey!
Hello.
Howdy.
Tahachu joins us.
Ease. There we go.
Your
I
beloved
have
Dax
created
wants to
my own.
Burn the kebabs.
I have created my own Shield of Faith.
He has budget Shield of Faith. It doesn't buff your AC, but it does give you half cover as long as it's in the direction of the fire that you're taking.
With that, I'm gonna take my rifle out and I'm gonna take a shot at the man with the dynamite over there.
Ah, busting out the rifle. All right, make your shot.
No.
Boat's a little wobbly. You kind of aim forward over the top of the shield, fire, and it just kind of sails long and hits into the dirt.
Are you gunfire? Why are we shooting?
They're sending birds to bomb us!
What?
By the way, some dynamite is about to explode off the left side.
What?
Anything else this turn, Peter?
No, that's it.
Reround around to Hachu. Hachu.
Oh, actually, yeah. Can I
oh.
have control of the shield?
Oh yeah. Let
Or
me
is that not?
Let me pass control to you. Controlled by Peter Troikov. Save. There we go. You should have control of it now.
Thank you.
Hachu, you are at the back of the ship along with Torin. You see Torin coming out of the little kitchenette as you're able to raise your head up, and you hear some gunfire going on, and you hear Peter yelling back to Torin, and Torin hearing what he is hearing. What is going on?
I don't know how I did that.
You do.
Hang on. Hold on.
You
What?
went somewhere.
There we go.
Kebabs are done for.
These kebabs are done
The
for.
what?
I'm not gonna
Kebabs.
shed any tears over those.
The hell is a kebab?
That was Leroy's idea. It sucks.
From Louisiana, I'm sure you've heard of kebabs.
And they would have called them something else.
Skewers. Yeah, you hear a
All
little
right,
bit
well-
of gunfire up top, and you hear them shouting out. You could see along each
Gonna-
coast is a mixture of what seems to be
30
kind of raider-looking bad guys.
I'll just use normal magic and not do anything fancy yet. So I say normal magic, but
Oh yeah, we reset our spell slots.
You know, normal melting necrotic magic.
no.
Shit.
That's this one. Then second one. Hey.
Eldritch Blast. And you're shooting the guy in the middle, you say?
This one right here.
The one at the bottom, alright. Roll me a d6.
Oh hell. Oh no.
Hey, okay. You extend your hand out, and two kind of skull and necrotic energy pump goes sailing outwards. One impacts the guy dead center of the chest if you want to give me damage for that. Okay.
That's why I never use his ability.
It hits a little soft at times. However, it does make contact
Never
with
for
him as
me.
he kind of falls to the side and lets out some coughs as he kind of feels a bit of his kind of life energy get pulled away a little in your necrotic Eldritch Blast. The other one, however, Torin, as you're running forward and kind of looking to him in the doorway, you see one of the Eldritch Blasts just do kind of like a, you ever see a mortar fall out of the mortar tube and it only goes 2 feet because it just didn't properly go? It just kind of drops and plump and hits the side of the ship and it, gives a little detonation, sends 2 splinters outwards.
Performance issues today. I mean, good thing we
Sorry
got two
about
of
that.
them.
What
I
else,
gotta practice more with this.
what else you got, Hachi?
Let me see real quick. Actually, I'll hit him with the offhand pistol.
Hey! Lowers that hand, raises that same hand up, and tries to take a quick shot with the little high power. That will hit. Give me damage. The damblage.
Yeah.
Ooh. After getting hit in the chest with a nice little energy pump, he takes another nice little 9mm round, just kind of a stray that catches him like, ah, what the...
That's it for me.
Alrighty. Nikos!
Alrighty. I'm gonna huck my spear at the guy with the dynamite.
Oh no. Alright. Send it. Ooh, he will sidestep it, seeing the spear come flying off the ship like a javelin as it sticks into the ground next to him.
Well, you know how it goes. Bonus action and throw it
recall.
again.
Alright. Oh, that second time hits. You're able to lead him a lot better this time, and you'll, catch him right in the center, and it sticks him as he staggers to the side. I need to roll a con save. Ooh, okay. He maintains really good hold, and none of his stuff falls off. However, he does actively have a spear in him, which is concerning. Anything else, Nikos?
Nope, that's all.
Alright, and we're round about to Tarn.
Torin abandoning the horribly smoking kebabs, which are probably unsavable at this point, is gonna kind of just climb out from below deck, behind Hachu, kind of skirt past him, look off to the right, and
Who the hell are these guys?
he says, as he raises
They're
his
throwing
gun,
dynamite at us!
Which one? Is he? That one. That one. That one. Okay.
The one with the spear in his chest.
That'll hit.
oh,
Roll. No, I'm gonna let you roll this one. Roll me a d10.
oh god. An 8.
Let's see, 6, 12, 18. Roll me 18 d4, Torn.
Whoa. Oh, excuse
Oh my.
me. Oh, there's not enough. The quick roller can't do that.
Nah, I think I'll have to type it in.
Slash R, right? Or is it R slash? Right.
Slash R 18 d4.
Oh, we've established this is not Reddit.
Ah! barrel shrapnel. He detonates, and the two guys next to him get thrown like it's a Power Rangers fight scene, one landing in the water and the other one landing about 10 feet down to the side. As it seems your rounds impact enough to drop his HP entirely, effectively killing him, and detonating what seems to be the 3 bundles of additional dynamite on his waist. While a very effective grenadier tactic, also ineffective against incoming fire. You rolled in the 25 percentile range, causing him to detonate, as all 3 bundles of dynamite on him also detonate with that single burst as you send it out.
Good lord!
Well, that was impressive.
Torrens, I suppose, gonna finish walking, post up here, and just like look back at them. Be like,
I go downstairs for 10 minutes.
How do you think I feel? You're trying to teach Vin to read.
Oh, look, there's another
Yeah.
guy up there.
well,
Or
shit,
just
do I need to
magnets
roll
for trouble.
perception for that guy up there.
Give me perception. You can see literally every guy along either of these embankments all the way up. You spot what seems to be marksmen, a handful of what might be machine gunners with Lewis guns, and what seems to be a couple more very obvious grenadiers or demolitionists. All of them having a similar attire and kind of garb. What you especially notice, however, is every single one of them seem to be wearing some sort of goggle that helps hide their face, and the goggles have different sort of quasi-shining lenses, whether it's the sun's reflection or a more kind of arcane device to them. They all seem to look like your typical desert nomads, but with somewhat better weaponry, some of them, and a very peculiar set of goggles on each of their heads.
Guys, there's like 30 more!
It was to
Oh,
be
boy.
expected.
Take one more step up, post up on the. I assume there's probably like a 2-3 foot railing here.
About
something
2
like
foot
that.
railing, yeah.
Is it one of the like hollow railings, or is it one of those built up like sections of the whole kind of railing?
Extensions of the hull.
Okay.
So it is
gonna use
armored.
our bonus action, since I can't fire again at a dude who is exploded.
Yeah. I
This
mean, you
guy
can
up
for
here-
insult, but
this guy up here on the right, minus
Alright.
efficiency, so
roll it. Well, -3 from it. Ooh.
it's going to horribly.
It'll go wide, but it'll pepper the front of the little wooden boat that he's behind as he kind of ducks into cover.
And that's the turn.
All right.
Yeah, try chasing us with it.
Let me see if I can do this correctly now. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sure.
And what I will do is grab the party and move you guys up for you. There we go. As the boat continues sailing forward, Vin and Leroy, thankfully unable to be directly impacted, looking like a master and commander, the two of them, as they are working together to pilot the boat, coming dangerously close to some of the rocks on the side. However, we now get to some of the guys down on the ground.
We were just hovering in the air before we rubber banded back to the boat for a second.
It's Arma desync when you're in a helicopter. Just that kind of whiplash rubber band. First guy on the left will take a shot at you, Nikos. Kabam. 15 will not hit you. Why do I bother? This
will
guy
not.
will fire 2 shots from his
Hold
gun.
on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got a different shot.
Just
know,
the
it's one of these.
rifleman on the middle left fires, and it just misses Nikos entirely as his head kind of snaps, and you feel a sense
Do
of
I get to take-
determination.
Any attack, or does it have to be my current rifle?
Pretty much any attack that you feel is applicable to retaliate, as long as it's an action.
All right. Oh, at the moment, I think we're going to use the rifle.
Ooh. That will meet. Give me damage and we'll cut it in half. Yeah. 6 damage. Yeah, you catch the guy behind cover. It seems to nick him as he kind of ducks down and then raises back up, trying to shoulder his rifle, but favoring his arm now. The other guy will fire 2 bursts from his Lewis gun and cover at Nikos as well. It's a 10 and a 15. Okay.
Both miss.
1 shot or 2 shots?
1 shot per miss. So that'd be 2
Alright.
shots. Oh shit.
You run out of ammo quick standing by me.
Yeah.
Torin basically instantly.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I presume the 17 hits?
First shot misses, but the second shot will hit. Give me damage on the second. Ooh.
3.
Very grazing hit as you give a nice little rapid fire, just kind of doing that hold the trigger down like lever action, just tap tap. One hits the rock and sprays in front of him. The other one manages to kind of glance into him. Let's see, guy on the right will raise up and try to fire a shot at Torin. I'm going to give this better effect so you guys can feel my pain as I roll. That's a 21 to hit.
Is this well? It'll hit no matter what. But is this considered cover?
This is considered cover. This would be a 3/4 cover for you, half cover for anyone else.
Oh, what is that? What that would add +2.
Since it is hardened, it would be +2. Yeah.
Okay, so even that, my AC is still only a flat 20, so that does hit.
All right. That will hit, and we will give
You forgot
that.
to take a stance that would increase your AC, or did you already do that?
You did
Yeah.
not take a stance yet, or did you?
Yes, I just did I mention it last time?
I do not recall, but I'll give the benefit of the doubt just in case I don't remember, and say that
It
you
hits
did.
either way.
Yeah. Either way it hits, but I remember you did make mention at the start of combat you will always be taking that stance unless stated otherwise, so I will account for that.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll take 8 damage as one of the rounds will manage to rip just barely over the top of the armor plating and catch you.
I'm tired of getting shot.
The other guy's going to raise up and fire a shot at you. Before you can really fully react to that one, another high caliber round impacts on the outside of the armor just opposite of your shoulder, and you can feel the plating dent in just a little bit as he narrowly misses.
I'll get you. You're next.
They're dropping back down to their knee as they're starting to reload their single shot breech loaders. And we get to the top of the turn, Peter.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch this to this side of Leroy. And I'm gonna cast Firebolt at this guy.
Alright, send it. That'll hit, give me damage. Alright.
How
Roll
covered
me a
is he in
D-
dynamite that I
roll-
just set him on fire?
Roll me a d10.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck. Let's see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll me 30 d4.
God.
You guys are mean. Fuck!
Jesus.
I...
Torin yelps as an arm lands beside him on the deck.
You hear a collective, let's see, 6, 12, 18. Yeah, you hear a collective 9 sticks of dynamite in various bundles on this guy's chest and hips, and also the one in his hand that he was getting ready to ignite. All detonate nearly simultaneously as a boat does a double, like, cartwheel flip over the river, landing on the opposite side, and just dust is scattered in all directions as a nice loud just crack sounds off, as obviously another demolitionist has been ignited. Damn.
Jesus. Jesus.
Well, that's pretty effective.
What else you got, Peter?
I can't reload as a bonus action, can I?
As a bonus action, no, not unless you have the, like, feature or proficiency or ability to do so.
Let me see if I have anything that could possibly be useful. I don't really have any useful bonus actions at the moment, and I want to save my last bullet just in case I need it for something. All right, yeah, that's gonna be it.
Alrighty. Raises up, kind of Iron Man blasts the guy as he explodes and then drops back into the partial cover that you get. Hachu, you hear a nice earth-cracking kabloom as you're making your way up the ship. What do?
Atu?
He may be muted.
He moved his token. He's here.
He's moving the token. Dost thou be muted, Jamshid?
What the fuck?
What happened? Give him a knock on his door, inform him he is...
Ah,
been
he's
muted.
apparently having mic problems.
Ah, shit, okay. Have him type in the bar what he be doing. Damn. Mic problems are always a good time.
Yeah, they're great.
You ever punch your
past, I bang
microphone
on
by
the-
accident?
I walk past, I bang on the door, and he just screams, "I'm talking!"
Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh.
They always happen at
Is
the
it not
worst
working
times
still?
too.
Hey,
It's
now
never
Oh, we
working.
just heard that.
It just started working for no reason.
Hey!
What? I didn't do anything.
It's
Welcome back.
Howdy,
I
partner.
didn't change anything. Whatever.
Is this dude?
All right, I'll just hit toll the dead on this guy right. All right.
Up in the front.
Yep. This
All
one.
right. Hit him. And I'll give him his save. I believe he has to pass a... Was it charisma or con save? No, it was a... What save was it?
I
This
can
is
post
all
it here
the
in a
time.
second.
How do we not know?
I keep forgetting, because Toll the Dead confuses me. Wisdom save! I always forget wisdom's a thing. I don't use it that often, and I should. Oh, okay, he does not pass. Hit him with that D8. Because he has not taken any damage.
Oh, yeah, it's
yet.
not taking damage? Okay. Sure.
So rock me a D8 unless you're upcast.
All 4.
All 4 damage, alright. He feels a bit of necrotic energy as a bell tolls above him and kind of racks his brain, putting a hand to the side of his head, like, ah, ow. Shaking his head a little bit, trying to align his goggles once more. What else you got, Hachu?
But shoot him.
Alright. Hit him with it.
I just always imagine him double fisting. One spell, one pistol shot. Bam, bam.
That's how I usually tend to make his model. He's just like shooting and casting at the same time like it's a flashlight.
That's how Phoenix drew him.
Oh yeah, yeah, just ah. That will meet. Give me damage. We'll cut it in half.
Oh, I can't wait for 1.
1 damage.
Oh, I got-
1 damage. 2 damage. Catch him with
I'll
a
take
9
it.
mil round behind the boat as he kind of wondering like,
Yeah.
what the hell is hitting me? Yes.
Which one shot Torin?
The one that shot you is the one wearing blue. The one that impacted the hole is the one in white.
Because he shot me.
Got it.
Any other movement you'd like to take?
Maybe we could focus on the guy with the
Shit.
guys with the explosives.
As
No
you
one shot me.
slink your way along the ship deck.
Well, you seem to be pretty effective at dealing with them.
Yeah, who would have thought bringing fire to a dynamite party was a great idea?
All right, we will now pass forward to Nikos. Nikos, what you be doing?
Alrighty. Bonus action. Recall the spear.
All right, it comes ripping out of the dead body and flies into your hand.
And let's see if the blue guy can play catch.
Uh-oh. That will meet. It will do half damage. All right, 5. As you'll throw the spear, it'll graze him across the side as he kind of sidesteps, like, ah, what the hell?
That's all.
Alrighty, spear's sticking in the ground. We now pass onward to Tauren. As you're able to peek over, seeing this guy get grazed by the spear.
Torin is glaring at him. Down his sights.
Uh-oh.
Would rolling intimidation constitute as an action in this scenario?
No, but I'll allow you to roll intimidation if you're trying to scare him.
A little bit.
Roll me intimidation, and I'll roll for him.
Oh, okay. It's because I didn't do my preemptive intimidation all this time.
Well, he did roll low. He is more caught up in the fight going on in his orders than he is the mango shape with the rifle barrel peeking over the side of the front of the ship.
Alright, we just shoot him.
Torin trying to look serious, and he just turns into a chibi.
Chibi with a bar. Yeah, that'll hit.
Fails to intimidate him, fucking murders him.
Whew. That first burst of 30-06 just rips right through the side of the boat, providing him no cover as he takes a couple rounds, but he is still crouched over in cover.
This guy's durable. Alright, Torrent shoots him again.
Alright, the follow-up burst. That one
And
will
he
hit
shoots
parts
at him.
of the boat that does not go through as he huddles in more cover.
Oh, he just emptied the rest of the mag at him.
Continues to huddle in more cover as more rounds are impacting the wood. He is now kind of scooting his feet, trying to get lower and lower down as bits of wood are just getting chipped away by rapid fire from the bar.
Ah, fuck you!
Come on,
That-
Torin, give us
that's
a
fair.
suppressing fire.
That's Browning's empty. That's his turn.
All
He's gonna, well, before that, he's gonna actually drop down. He doesn't want to get shot again. He's gonna, like, flop on his side.
Alright.
Maybe clutch his shoulder.
Owie. Alright, we now move to Sleboat. Let me go to the map and let me move the boat another 10 spaces. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Prepare
9.
for broadside.
Load the grape shot.
Yarr.
Grab you guys and move you
I thought we
up.
were moving after their turn, not before.
During, technically.
Oh,
It is a during movement turn. There we go, and shield. And as you guys go passing by him, this guy is going to get up and move over to this cover. Taking full cover, he is going to not take any action as he is wounded. The other guy is going to raise up and take a shot at you, Hachu, as you guys pass by rather close. That is an 18 to hit.
Of course it does.
Damn. And that will be a 2 points of damage as the breech loader manages to catch you and just kind of graze your larger form. The other guys on the side, 3 of them will raise up, and all 3 will be firing at you, Nikos.
Okay.
That's a 15, an 8, and a 10. Jeez.
3 counterattacks then?
That will be 3 counterattacks if you got the ammo to do it. Fuck.
Yeah.
The first two definitely hit. The third one will impact the side of the little dinghy and miss, but give me the damage for the first two. Ah. Alright, and 7 for that guy. The two guys on the top leftmost both take fire bolts and kind of fall into cover as they're trying to realize just how much they're in for. The other guy impacts across the front of the boat, sending an oar flipping off into the distance. Lewis Gunner is going to raise up and is going to fire a nice concentrated pair of bursts at good old Peter.
Shit, so Jover.
It's a 13 and a nat 20.
Oh, the 20 hits.
That's gonna
Alright.
hurt.
Let me double check. Light machine gun is 2d12, so this will be doubled. Oh, you're gonna take 20 piercing as a solid, just extended burst from a Lewis gun rattles off, ta 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 ta, and catches
roll
you.
for concentration.
That'll be a Constitution save against your spell save or spell casting DC.
I'll save DC. Okay.
So does anyone remember what that first guy hit me for? I forgot to subtract.
Nope.
He hit you for. Let me scroll back a little ways and find out.
Sorry.
All good. 9 damage. He hit you for 9 damage, it seems.
Okay.
I think. Did I look at that wrong? I may have. 8 damage.
9 sounds. Okay.
8 damage is how much you took. Ooh. You will lose concentration as your shield will putter out and no longer provide coverage. On the opposite bank, Rifleman in white is going to take a shot at Hachu. He's going to miss widely as it impacts the side of the boat. And Demolitionist gonna let out a nice yahaha as he's going to run up. And it's as he and it will land tumbling on the center of the ship right here. Right in the front center, a 9 roll of dynamite will tumble with a fuse ticking away. At the end of next turn, it will detonate.
It's dynamite! It's dynamite on the boat!
Throw it over the side!
Yep.
As we get to the top of the turn order,
Somebody get it!
Peter, you are up.
Just to declare, Torin is showing intent to retrieve that dynamite, which he is the closest to.
I'm gonna cast a firebolt at this dynamite guy.
Alrighty. Yeah, that hits. Give me damage. And roll me a d10, good sir. Ooh, he will not self-detonate, thankfully. However, you will impact him with the fireball as he struggles to, like, kind of hold on to some of them. Just, ah! Ooh, okay, that would have been
Licks his finger and puts the fuse out.
Whoa, hello. What else you got, Peter? Peter, the dynamite.
How difficult would it be for me to get down here and try and toss it?
It'd require a rather easy deck save to hop over the front guard of the kind of tower house to land down there. Unless you just want to run back and around. The little staircase, well, it is not pictured. The little staircase to the command deck is right here.
You might be close enough to grab it from like right here.
5, 10, 15,
Coming around
20,
like that.
25, 30, 35, 40. You'd be able to make it to right here. So you will be
Here.
about, you will be just short of it as it is right here.
All right, I'm gonna have to trust Torin because there's no way I'm passing a deck save. I'm gonna tuck up in cover then, and I can lay on hands myself, right?
You can indeed.
All right, I'm gonna take 10 from my lay on hands pool.
All right. Puts your hand over your wound, and some of the holy magic starts to emanate out as you patch up your arm inside. Hachu, we're roundabout to you. You saw Mad Bombardier take a firebolt, but only before managing to chuck a big old bundle of dynamite on board. There are still, however, other fighters actively firing at you guys from cover.
Well, I'm gonna shoot the guy.
Oh, that was it.
with
I
the
didn't hit this one. I hit this one way up here.
Which one? Oh, I thought you were shooting at that guy. Shit.
No, I'm not stupid enough to blow up the guy right next to us.
Alright, yeah, that'd be minus 16 from that guy then. Shit, I thought you were going at the one nearby.
Yep.
Okay, corrected.
Well, speaking of abilities,
Yeah.
I'm cast Wall of Fire on this over here.
Give me
I'm
a
just,
measurement line where that wall is going to be popping up.
I'm gonna use the one where it's 20 feet in diameter.
Oh, fuck. Alright. Oh, no. Ha! Okay. Let me make 5 deck saves. What is the number I gotta beat? And it's half or full damage that I'm rolling against, correct?
Yes,
Alright.
I think.
Oof. Roll me a d10.
Oh, I rolled over the 10.
Oh.
Boo.
He saves like a madman, knowing how to not detonate. However, they're all still going to take 22 fire damage, as none of them passed, because you can't hire good help, apparently. Let's see, that'd be 15, 15. If I can do the maths. And Bombardier. Oh, shit. Alright, let me roll saves anyway, because apparently he hit 0 HP. He was already at 14. Damn it, Peter. Oh, why the nat ones? Okay. Hachu, give me 6, 12, 18, 20. Wait, 6, 12, 18, 24. Give me 30 d4, Hachu. Damn it, Peter. Why do you have to change who you were shooting at?
So, 30
30 d4,
right?
Yep.
I didn't change it. You misinterpreted me.
You misinterpreted me.
And the recordings and the inquest will show it.
Crystal.
73.
It will.
Well, the remaining 13 health of these guys that did survive doesn't fucking matter, as bits of barrel, mud hut,
Nice.
house, and earth and soil go flying in all freaking directions. As having saved from the firebolt that caught him in the chest and then the fire that builds up around him, he manages to save his dynamite from exploding, only before the infernal fire that builds up around him causes him to fall over and begin to melt. As the dynamite detonates anyway, it takes the other 4 with it, sending them outwards in a massive, loud crack. If you ever had, like... You ever seen 30 full sticks of dynamite detonate simultaneously in a space? It's a very big open boom. As dust gets kicked up and, yeah, okay. Ow! They are dead. Alright. Maybe I should have made these guys save a little higher.
Also, they're all on fire still. The firewall's up for a whole minute.
Oh, God. Okay, so this
Unless
is
you're
going to
big
be...
concentration.
There's going to
Or
be...
is it a concentration spell?
It's not concentration, that
No,
one.
it's just up for a minute.
Yeah. This
Oh.
is going to
smell
be
fucking good over there.
infernal red and greenish fire just burning over that space. What else you got, Hachi? Oh, my God.
I'll shoot that one close.
Alright, send it. Well, -3 from that, however, he is perfectly in the open, so he gets no coverage. As you make an offhand pistol attack on him.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, that'll hit. Give me damage. Roll me a d10. Let's see if you get in that 25 percentile range. Whew, not quite. You'll catch him in the center of the chest as you'll take the hit and kind of take a half step back. What else you got, Hachu?
I'm gonna just move over to the other side of the boat, away from the explosion.
Slink around and move in the cover. All right, Nikos.
All right. Bonus action, call my spear back and throw it at the dynamite man.
All right. Yeah, that'll hit. He'll take a spear to the center of the gut and kind of stagger back to one knee as he kind of pulls the spear out and just
That's all.
Alrighty, just hucking that spear. Torin, you are up. A nice ear-shattering kaboom off to the front port of the ship.
It's dynamite!
Scramble crawl over to the dynamite, grab it, and bite the fuse off it.
Give me a sleight of hand. You're gonna burn your tongue in the roof of your mouth for just a half moment as you just onto the thick fuse that's coiled to the 9 sticks of dynamite as you feel the fuse go out.
You'd be like bite it, but yeah, obvious bite it off,
And then kind of bite at it and rip at it, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what kind of fuse this is. This might be a waterproof fuse. This might be a mining fuse. We don't know. It doesn't deserve to be there.
It's a certain type of fuse.
Yeah. All right.
It's good. It's good. See. Okay.
We still don't want it on the ship. Get rid of it.
That was the one on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Well, no, he bit the fuse off, but he still.
Yeah, no,
has
I thought
it.
you said there's still one on the ship.
Oh,
No.
no.
I said we don't want it on the ship.
You got a nice volatile bundle of 9 sticks of dynamite in your hand. What do, Torn?
Stuff it in his satchel and shoot that the fucking dynamite bro down there with his little his Mauser.
All right. We'll stuff that in your knapsack as you'll run over and take a aim shot at him. This is your offhand shot or primary hand shot? Offhand.
Oh,
right.
I figured biting the dynamite was my action.
We would say that's your item interaction, just kind of grabbing an arr.
Alright, yeah, well, okay. Does that hit?
Ooh, that does indeed hit.
8
Ah.
piercing.
8, roll me a d10.
Oh, God.
These guys have a nice little volatile thing that comes with them. You don't hit any of his dynamite as you catch him in the center of the chest again with another little small caliber round. He's hurting. What else you got?
Shoot him again, and
Oh
miss.
no.
That one will miss.
Shoot him again.
That one will also miss as the 2 rounds will sail a little bit wide to his side.
He's gonna check his sights and then duck behind the fucking railing again.
Alright, we now get to the boat.
I can't hit anything. I think the water's throwing me off.
As we will advance to the next, more difficult stage of the fight. As you fire a couple shots, let me grab the boat, and 5, 10, wait, let's see, where are we? What happened? Oh no, it slid. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Alright, the boat is making it through a very narrow passage. Let me grab your tokens and scooch y'all on up. Bamses. As the boat will advance upwards, we will now get to these guys' turn as you are hitting a choke point. This guy, let's see, we'll start from the back. We'll start with the guys at the very back that you bypassed. Those 2 are gonna fire shots, however, I don't think they're gonna gonna have disadvantage shots on you, Peter. Both of those will miss horribly. Okay. Dynamite Man, being invigored 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, is gonna run over to here. And let's measure this guy's strength. Can he throw 30 feet? He can indeed. You will chuck it as landing right here will be another bundle of six sticks of dynamite that will land on the deck and roll with a lit fuse.
Not again.
This rifleman, 5, 10, 15, is going to advance here and take a shot at the command deck. He's going to miss and not be able to hit Leroy. These two riflemen are going to take shots at you, Torin.
He is on the ground.
They're shooting at the general side of the ship, trying to see if they
Okay.
can get any penetrations. A 6 and an 8, neither will hit. As you hear two large caliber rounds, tink tink. The Lewis gunner is going to aim up at the command deck and try to fire at you, Nikos. It is
Alright.
a 4 and a nat 1. Let me roll a d6 to see what happens to this old crusty Lewis gun.
And I get
No,
2
boy.
replies.
Uh-huh.
You get 2 replies indeed.
Oh!
Oh, both of
Let's
those
go!
will hit. Give me that damage. Wah. What?
Jesus
is the-
Christ.
What is the dichotomy? What? 2d10, you get a 2 and 2, and then the other one, fucking 17 and a 9. Alright. Yeah, sure.
Jesus, you just
20.
fucking lost arc to that guy.
26. Is that 41 total? No, that is 40 total. That is exactly his health. Alright. Yeah, fucking 2 firebolts go out, and the second one just glances the top of the magazine next to his face as he's trying to rack the bolt. It just fucking beheads the guy. Just a firebolt just clearly watermelons him as he'll drop backwards. Holy shit. These guys, seeing their opportunity, all 3 of them and the Lewis gunner are all going to concentrate fire. Those 3 riflemen are going to fire on you, Hachu, since you are on the port side. That is a 16, a 9, and a nat 20.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming the 16 hits you as well as the nat 20?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Remember, he is in half cover.
He is in half cover, so that will
That's
add
what,
2
plus
to your AC.
1 or-
So does the 16
It doesn't
I
matter.
still
can,
hit you?
hold on. I can also use my reaction to give a +3 to your AC as well, Hachu.
Does the +3 make it higher than 16?
They'll make it higher than 16.
Nikos will see
Oh.
the shots and superhumanly Captain America his shield over your face from the top command deck for a moment as he'll glance one around. However, the other one will still hit as it will do 11 damage as one of those rounds will sell and catch with you. The Lewis gunner on the left side, however, is going to raise his Lewis gun up. He is going to fire at you, Peter. That is a 8 and a 16 in that extended burst.
Am I in half cover too?
You're in half cover.
Then the 16 does not hit.
Damn. Alright, a bunch of Lewis gun rounds will ricochet and bounce off the side of the ship, leaving dents and puncture holes.
We just got this boat.
We get to the Lewis gunner to the front right. He is going to send a burst at you, Torin, attempting to puncture through the hull of the ship. That is a 17 and a 5.
Neither of those hit, but he is like laying on the ground screaming and squirming as little lights, like pinpricks of light appear as bullet holes all
There's
fucking
little
around.
pinpricks and ricochets. You can see the dents in the somewhat thinner armor on the side of the ship next to you. Just tink, 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 tink. This rifleman's going to take an aim shot at you, Nikos, feeling adventurous. That's a nat 1. Okay, let me roll the d6. Yeah, he's going to have a nice malfunction as his breech loader will just have a nice click.
Hang on.
He's about to have a worse time, probably.
Nope.
Ooh, he'll send a
damn.
firebolt back, but it will sail wide and just kind of mix in with the cell of bullets and tracers.
The right move.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Second
Yo,
bombardier.
I'm trying to pilot the boat.
Gonna run up. Can he throw 30 feet? He can indeed. Can he actually make it
Oh,
to
dear.
the command deck? Nah, he's gonna throw it over there. A second bundle of a six bundle of dynamite. You'll see sail over your head, Torn, and land just beside the other one over here with a lit fuse, as there is now two
How about
bundles.
the other one was like right here on the edge?
Yep, that one is
'Cause
right
this
there.
one, yeah. Okay.
So that one's there. The other one tumbles and rolls here, just in front of you, Hachu. And that will be
Oh,
their
shit.
turns. Top of the turn order, Peter, you are up. What do?
That's out of range. He's too close. I don't think he is. We're gonna cast Firebolt on this guy back here.
All right. Ooh, that will
10.
not his. He will nimbly sidestep with a whoo and dodge both of them.
And we
So-
established I have the movement distance to get here.
Yep.
So I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna grab that dynamite and I'm gonna toss it
Give me a sleight
as
of
far
hand.
away from the boat as I can, which is probably like right about here.
What is your strength modifier?
1.
Gotcha. So you can throw it a whopping 15 feet, but I need a sleight of hand to see if you can grab it as it rolls across the deck.
Fuck.
You go to grab it, and you kind of lean a little too far forward as the boat is rocking just a little bit, and you miss it as it rolls 2 feet to the left. You just
Peter. Peter.
Completely ignoring the fact that I just fucking completely missed it, I'm gonna stand up and use my bonus action to shoot this guy.
Peter,
The
don't
hopes of
step on
getting-
the dynamite.
The hopes of getting something out of this turn. Nope.
Peter, the
That one is
dynamite
7.
is here. You raise up and fire, and it misses and hits the house back behind him.
And that's my turn.
Hachu, you are up.
Yep. Well,
There is a bundle of
Awesome.
dynamite just
Yeah.
in front of you. There is one rolling in front of Peter as he's trying to grab at it.
well, I'm gonna pick up the one in front of me and just throw it like this way somewhere.
What is your strength modifier, sir?
It's also gonna be 15 feet.
Gotcha, so you'll be able to lob it 15 feet. Give me a sleight of hand as you try to reach down and grab this bundle.
Not much better than
Barely
this.
managed to grab as you hook one finger through one of the bundle loops on the bottom and raise it up in hand. Measure me 15 feet where you're chucking it. Just straight over there into the water.
Can't reach anywhere with it, and throwing it over here is a little stupid. So
Throw it over the boat, it lands on Peter.
Hit Peter in the back of the head with a stick of fucking dynamite. Sorry.
Yeah, you'll chuck it port side to the left, and you'll see it land with a heavy splash in the water as the fuse seems to go out.
Hot potato.
Hot potato. What else
I
you
have
got?
bonus action left now, I guess, right?
That'll be your item interaction. You'll still have your action and bonus action.
Okay, sweet. I got. Oh,
There's
you
a
know what? I
lot
can
of
use
gunmen.
within. I can use it within and bloom.
Oh. Do tell.
Cast it as a level 3.
Ooh. Okay,
Cast
upcasting to
what?
level 3. What are you casting?
Hang on, let me. Hang on, give me 1 second. It'll be that,
Uh-oh.
and that, and that.
Uh-oh. Within and bloom, you invoke both death and life upon a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range. Each controls in the area must make a con save, taking 2d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a success. Your area withers. Additionally, one creature of your choice in the area can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice and regain. Hit points equal to the roll of your spell casting. In that area. Okay. Alright. Oh, let me
I'll be
make
1d6 more as well since I'm
Gotcha. Let me make con
Casting it up
saves
on.
for these guys. I gotta beat a 15. Oh my god, that's all 4 single digits. Yeah, they're all gonna fail. Give me the max damage out of this thing. It's a 3d6, you say?
I'll be 3d6.
Alright. Yeah, rock.
14.
Ooh. You guys witness as all the grass and dirt around these guys, their general color, their entire body seems to just kind of decay rapidly in that 20-foot space and just kind of dies as Hachu is raising his hand out with the glove. And you can see a little more of a kind of noxious, poisonous yellow rather than the usual greenish color that comes out of his hand, as they will all take 14 damage. As they all kind of, unfortunately, rot just a bit in place. Ow.
As it happens.
I can math, I swear. As it happens, what do?
Oh, I just shoot one of them.
All
Just choose
right.
one of them.
Right.
I'll just choose like
Raise your hand up and...
this one.
Alright, send it. Raise it up as the whole area around them rapidly decays and dies in necrotic death, and then you just fucking... Yeah, that'll hit.
I need to do that. I pressed the wrong button. Oh, 1. Great.
What damage? As you'll bad insult to injury as this guy is slowly rotting and aging as you'll just shoot him for a nice little grazing hit. What else you got, Hachi? Damn. Yeah, I forgot
That'll be it.
I forgot I gave you that spell.
I can
Nikos,
do, so.
you are up.
Alrighty.
Does have some really mean spells in there.
Well, I'll trust Torn and Peter to go after the bombs. I'll try and take down the actual guys.
Alright.
So, once again,
Recall spear and give it a nice huck. That will hit. Give me damage.
at this guy here.
Which
the
guy?
Bombardier in the
That
bottom
one.
right? Gotcha.
Yeah.
That'll be 9 damage. Oh, he is barely standing as
Does
the spear
these-
rips into him.
Ah, damn, alright.
We need to get you a gun for follow-up shots.
Yeah. That's all.
All right, we now get to you, Torn. There is a bundle of dynamite rolling in front of Peter and multiple guys firing on you. What do?
Dynamite, let dynamite, let dynamite. He's crawling across the deck to the gunfire, scrambles over to the dynamite, and fucking bites off a fuse.
Roll me a sleight of hand to grab it as you crawl up to it as it kind of rolls across the deck. Come on, baby.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you grab it and then you just sink your mouth over the top of it, kind of clamping on it in front of Peter as you just hear the fuse go out and you see most of the fuse get ripped out of the bundle.
okay. And he's gonna roll onto his back and reload his gun.
Throw the dynamite over!
It's not lit anymore.
You look. What if it gets shot?
It's not gonna get shit. I gotta reload my gun. And he's going to reload.
Alright, drop one mag, put it in your duffel pouch, yank out another one, and rack it in there. Alright.
Or with this one giant back left pocket as a dump pouch.
Yeah. You
How
just
do
still
you
have
think
your
he
bonus
carries around
action.
this? Bonus action. He's gonna poke his head up over the railing, post up, and oh look, a guy with more dynamite. The one to the northeast. He's gonna take a shot at him.
Gotcha, send it. Well, minus
I'll be
3
back.
from... Alright. Oh, okay, give me damage.
Okay.
That's 25. Okay, roll me a d10. Let's see if it gets that upper 25 percentile. Damn, it does. All right.
Brace for impact.
6, 12,
Brace
18,
for
20,
impact.
36 d4, if you would, sir.
Oh.
Damn.
The boat rocks.
Oh yeah, the boat's definitely gonna have to make a rock after that. Those two guys just get engulfed as they fall into the boat and the boat just rolls over. The other guys have to duck as the ship detonates. Or as it detonates next to the ship. Good thing we get to that as we get to the ship's turn. I'm gonna roll a piloting check on Leroy and Vin's behalf. Woo! Leroy saves you here as he gets a 19 plus whatever his piloting is, so he definitely passes as him as Vim struggle to hold on. The ship will continue its advance 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I believe that is 50. That should be 50. All right. As we will grab your guys' tokens and advance you on up. And we will now get to their guys' turns. These guys realizing, wow, they blew past our ambush. What the hell? Will break from cover and shrink back into hiding. These guys, including the bombardier, will run back and disperse into the town in hiding. However, we do still have the others. These two are gonna reach up and do a fun little trick. Let me put markers on them so that I can make sure they are properly identified. Two riflemen are gonna aim in. Nikos and Peter. I am going to take a shot at both of you. That's a 13 for you, Nikos, and Peter, that is a dirty 20 for you, Peter.
Dirty 20 hits.
Alrighty.
They were not 13 does not hit.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Hachu gets to retaliate.
Hachu will get to
He
retaliate
does.
on that one once he is back with us. However, Peter, you will take the rifle's damage plus 6. You'll take 8 damage as an accurately aimed round seems to rip into you. We'll get to Hachu's retaliation here as it gets to his turn. We'll give him an extra attack to fire back at one of those two guys. Top of the turn order. Peter, you are up.
Peter, can you not get shot in front of me? It makes me uncomfortable.
How hurt are you, Torn?
Not very. I'm down like 10. 9.
9 points? Oh, hang on, that should be 30, not 10. I'm gonna kind of pat my hand on your shoulder, say, don't worry about it, and heal you for that 9 damage.
Oh, thank you.
Then, I think I'm gonna run back up here.
You run back up the staircase to the command deck.
I'm gonna take a shot at this guy up here, the last bombardier,
Damn. Alright.
with firebolt.
You and your 120-foot range. Yeah, that hits. Give me damage. Roll me a d10.
Nope.
Ooh, nope. It will hit him, but it will not detonate him as he'll duck in the cover, realizing I'm being targeted by pyrotechnics. What else you got, Peter?
That's it.
All right. Hachu, are you with us?
Oh yeah, I mean I'm ducking down some, but that's it.
Gotcha.
Alrighty.
Hey, So while you were gone, Nikos, a shot went towards him, and it, of course, bounced off his shield as it always does. So you will get one additional attack this turn.
I can hear the saltiness in that.
I went to, so I went to the bathroom real quick, grab some ice cream.
No worries.
Hang on, I gotta refresh the page real quick.
Yep.
It's a completely blank screen right now.
Oh god.
Wants
You know,
to
I no
load.
longer feel that bad about it after last night.
Yeah, you've
the night
made a way
before.
more broken character. You never get to complain ever again.
What,
after
favor?
seeing the
I
horror.
ran out of ammo, thank you. That is his weakness. That is his drawback. He runs out of ammo.
Yeah, and then Siren gave you the infinite ammo machine gun.
Well, that's a him problem.
Yep.
No?
Don't give him an
Does it
infinite
want to,
ammo
or-
weapon and he won't be a threat. Uh-oh, is it reloading for you?
Okay, I'm gonna try.
If not a refresh, maybe reopen the page.
Trying.
Uh-oh. Is it just struggling to load?
Delete your System 32 folder. I hear that helps it
God.
load faster.
Yeah.
Not that stupid.
Does Windows 11 even have System 32?
Yeah.
I don't know.
When your computer first boots up, you have 3 seconds to press F11 and then rapidly mash F5 as much as you can.
It's not wanting to load right now, apparently.
Uh-oh. Close the browser out entirely.
Yeah,
and
why
maybe
not? I'll try
reopen.
that.
Sometimes Firefox does that for me. It's like, no. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I'm just going to redo it then.
There we go. It worked that time.
Hey, there he is. So you got your action, bonus action movement, and because the two guys to the front right of the ship took a shot at Nikos, you get one retaliatory free attack against them.
I know this is never going to work, but it gives me a chance to hit both of them with something, so
All
I'm going
right.
to try it.
What are you doing?
Eldritch Blast!
Oh, all right. Eldritch Blast. Whoa, that'll hit. All right.
So there's one. I'll be on the left one.
Gotcha.
I'll take it.
6
I'll take it.
damage. Nice. I'll rock it. So that'll be a
And then
retaliatory
I-
shot, and then you got your action and your bonus action.
Oh yeah, I got to use the second beam on it. Hang on.
I will say it'll only be the one beam for the retaliatory shot, since it's only a single action or a single like shot back kind of reply.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll just use this on on the other one then.
Oof. Yeah, that'll hit.
And then there's.
Hey, okay.
Oh, sweet.
Now it's doing its damage.
Nice.
That max D10 of pump damage. Where's the second beam going?
Hang on.
Pretty much everybody's in range for you at this point.
On a second beam, I'll just have the guy in the blue.
Alright. Ah, yep. Eh. Alright, yeah. He'll take 2 beams to the chest and just get knocked back. He is not looking too great as he kind of staggers back into cover. He's looking kind of worse for wear.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Alright. Offhand attack. Take the shot. Shoot him.
Shoot him.
Shoot him. Oh.
No.
Oh, it'll hit the boat in front of him and kind of glance off. Alright, a lot of Eldritch Blast flying out from Hachu, who looks like a forward gun on a little gunboat at this moment. We'll pan on over to Nikos. Nikos, what do?
Oh, bonus action gets the spear back.
That
And
is
then-
ripping out.
I'm gonna cast my own Eldritch Blast. On, the Dynamite Man.
The one to the front right, I take it?
Yep,
All right. Send it.
as he's the real threat here.
Dynamite Man. That'll hit. First one meets, second one hits, so that'll be half damage and full damage. That'll be 5 damage total. If I may, normally Eldritch Blast is more of a impact. This one's more of a water impact, so the chance of detonating him is negated in this case.
That's fine, I figured it would be. I'm just trying to get him down either way.
However, you do impact him as he's not feeling too great using that dinghy for cover. What else you got, Nikos?
That's all.
Alright, Torin.
Hey, now I'm pissed off.
He's gonna stand up, trudge / run / combat step across the deck, post up on the railing, and sight those two guys in on the right. He's gonna aim at the bottom one first,
Gotcha.
and he's going to.
That one will pepper the cover in front of him. However, if you wish to follow up, ooh,
And
roll me a d6. The bar is not doing great for some reason. Oh, okay. Whew. Yeah, the first burst just comes out. The second burst only gets, doesn't even send off the first burst as it just click. You reach up, rack it again, as you'll eject 2 rounds out of it. Technically be able to put them back in since we don't account for lost rounds unless it's like single actions and shit like that. And unfortunately, yeah, that second burst doesn't work. It just locks as you angrily re-rack it. Fire another burst as it just peppers. He's in cover, he is pinned, but it is not impacting him as you're just lighting up the front of it with this loud bar.
he's gonna turn and throw it on the ground.
Roll me dexterity.
What is going on now?
You throw it downwards as it lands mag first on the deck and tumbles to the side. Roll me a d6. You hear a slight crack. Once that mag, put in side note if you need to, once that mag has been expended, you will have to repair it as the spring inside is jostled and will not work properly until repaired. The mag is still good for the rounds remaining in it, however, you have jostled it to where, once expended, it will need to be repaired.
And he's just gonna fucking fall back against the railing and pout and like beat and like fume and have all of these conflicts.
I'm gonna need to hit him up and get pouty Torin looking at a broken bar. That's a sketch that is gonna need
With
to
the
happen.
mag spring just
With
going
the mag spring
spring.
sticking out, just doing.
It's a more complex emotion than that. It's like an 8-year-old who just broke a toy they really liked, combined with like a vicious murderer who is just ready to kill you.
Yeah.
Like it's a hard emotion.
It's a very time built up emotion. As we get to the bottom of the turn order, there's Advanced Bodie McBoat, the VM boat. 5, 10,
No, it's
15,
VMV Alabama.
20, 25, 30, 35,
Roy would
40,
kill you if he was
45,
here.
50. Alabama Bodie McBoat. Yes, it is now the Alabama, because you guys are cultured. As you
Flying
guys
the
advance
US
up
flag.
further, flying a U.S. flag instead of the modified Liberian flag.
Well, it's named after a Confederate state, but it's flying a U.S. flag.
Right. So confusing. But luckily these guys aren't too caught up on Western geopolitical As the boat advances up,
Fair.
you guys sail past. These two guys with their glowing lenses are gonna raise up. Both of them are gonna aim in, seeing the freaking new turret that is Hachu, and they're both gonna fire an accurate shot at you, Hachu. That is a 13
That matches.
and an 8.
Does that match with the half cover of the side?
Oh yeah, that is +2 to your AC since you're.
Oh
in
no,
half
it
cover.
doesn't match then. It misses.
Ah. All right, both of them will miss despite being laser pointed in on you. Where did the music go? There we go. Yeah, 2 very accurate rounds will sail just behind your head and torso. You'll hear a nice crack crack sail past you. As they realize they missed, they're going to break and try to make their way up northward, quickly dashing along. These two guys, their goggles are going to illuminate as they're going to aim in with that sort of splinter cell sound, and both are going to take a shot at Peter.
You just hate me right now.
They noticed and have been watching. You're the one doing weird healing and stuff. However, I'm pretty sure a 12 and a 7 ain't gonna hit you, are they?
That is correct. I don't even need half cover for that one.
This guy's gonna move to the edge of the house, prop his rifle up. His goggles will illuminate until he'll aim in and take a nice shot at Nikos. Does a 17 hit? I assume not.
No.
Yeah, figures.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah, that'll hit. Give me damage. Oh my god. Yeah. God. A firebolt just flies through and flares out his freaking goggles as he has to rip them off his head and takes a firebolt to the chest. And we'll kind of stagger
I mean, he
back.
loses his
Yep, he loses
vision.
his modified aimed vision. Lewis Gunner, very angry, is going to aim in and is going to give his 2 angry bursts at Hachu. That is a... Wow, a 7 and a 9. Okay, both are just going to plink off the side of the hole just above you, Torn. Meanwhile, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh no, there's more of them.
Measure... Oh, just barely, and... Just barely. And definitely. No, I should find a marker to actually note this in some way, shape, or form. Let's see, do I have any marker to note this? I don't believe
Just
I
give us
do.
an X or something.
What is this? That'll work. Yeah. Look at
Fucking
that.
atomic bomb emblem.
Yeah, it's a good symbol, and it's nice and dignified as to the 3 bundles of dynamite that all come flying over in rhythmic pattern and land on the hull of the ship, kind of rolling forward with lit fuses.
Great! Great!
Peter,
Great!
you are up.
I'm not gonna be able to make that run. It means I have only one choice to make a dex check as I clamber down.
Make me a dexterity check or acrobatics if you wish.
It's the same either way. Nope. Fuck.
You try to do that police hand over and like kick both your legs, and your left boot just catches the edge as you'll tumble. Roll me a d6.
Peter face planting on the deck.
Oh my god.
Peter, you absolutely scorpion yourself as you nearly kick yourself in the back of the head, landing on your chin and shoulders for 6 bludgeoning damage as you fall off the tower and just onto the deck. But you're on the deck now and prone.
Um,
Oh, poor Peter's old back. Oh my god. You just fucking helldiver scorpion yourself over the side.
I knew that was gonna happen. I also knew I had to try this. Use my remaining movement to unscorpion myself, and my item interaction to try and throw this one off.
All right, give me a sleight of hand as you go to grab for it.
I got it.
Ooh, yeah, you get a full mitt of it, pick it up, and you huck it off to the side. Where are you
Yeah,
throwing
let's throw it into the water.
You throw it back as it lands with a loud splash in the water and will go out.
Can I use my action to try and throw the other one, or bonus action, or action, or
You
something,
can use
or
your
is that
action if you have the movement to scoot over to it. That would have been 5 feet, and then half your movement to get up.
5 feet and then 20 plus 10? Yeah, I still will have the movement.
All right. So yeah, you can move over. Make me another sleight of hand as you try to quickly grab the other one. Yeah, you grab that one. Where are you chucking it?
Also into the water.
All right.
I feel like the shore is a little too close for comfort with dynamite.
You pick it up and yeet it just barely over the side as it lands with a heavy
Actually,
splash. And
No, you know what? Yeah, we'll fucking yeet that one onto the actual shore.
all right. Yeah.
Fuck it, and then dive flat, knowing that's gonna explode in a minute.
Oh boy. All right. I believe you do still have your bonus action.
There's nothing I can do because my rifle's out of ammo.
Alrighty. Hachu, you are up.
All right, well, I'm gonna grab that bomb and throw it off to the water over here.
Give it to me. I can throw
Give it to
further
you?
than you.
Okay, have at it.
Give me a sleight of hand as you try to pick it up, Hachu, as it rolls across the deck.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Hachu reaches back and tries to grab it as your hand kind of fists into the deck as it rolls to the side a few inches just out of your grasp.
You said give it to me.
I'm trying. I'm gonna use my action to pick it up.
Alright. Roll me another sleight of hand as you use your other hand to reach out and try to grab it.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Hachu metaphorically goes to his hands and knees to try to grab it again and misses as it keeps rolling to the opposite side now.
Achoo! Grab it! I can't get it. I'm gonna grab it. Just get out of the way.
You still have your movement and bonus action if you wish.
I just move a little bit, like, over here.
Alright, you just gotta slither out of the way.
I just get out the way and just
They're
take
like-
a shot at...
Looney Tunes scrambling over each other. Like,
Move, no.
I'll take a shot at... I don't know. Oh, and that's a little too far. I'll take a shot at him.
Alright. You know those giant inflatable obstacle courses? Why do I picture Torin, like, trying to scramble through one of those as he tries to climb over
Right.
like Hachu?
gets a tail whip to the face on accident.
Smack. Ow. Oh yeah, that 21 will hit. Give me damage. Okay.
baby.
Give me a D10, Hachu. Let's see if you
No.
detonate this guy. No, you do catch him, but it does not detonate him as he's like, ow, that hurt. I believe that is everything. We will pan to Nikos. You're watching the unfortunate sight of the second oldest person, or actually third oldest person's back just crumple for a moment, but he throws both dynamite over the side. What do you do?
Well, Torn and Hot should probably have that dynamite. Hopefully. So,
I'll make that bet.
Are you sure you want to make that bet?
you know. Yeah, let's try and get it.
You gonna hop over the side and go over to it?
Yeah, I don't have movement to come down the normal way.
Give me a acrobatics.
Alright.
As you do a old Athenian marine ship disembarking kind of leg kick up to the side, similar to Peter. You stumble it just a little bit. Your shield kind of scrapes, but you manage to land with a bit of a ow as you're able to look forward with a nice flat-footed impact.
I'll try and pick up the dynamite.
Sleight of hand. You reach down and you barely manage to grab it as it almost rolls out. You got a now big old clump of dynamite in your hand. What do?
Right. And I can actually throw it
Your
far.
fucking throw distance. Oh my god. Alright, you're chucking it over there like a football, I take it?
That fucking maniacal laughter.
Spikes it at him. He doesn't chuck it at him, he spikes it at him.
This football spikes it. It's got a perfect spiral. Just. Yeah, you just yeet it as it tumbles and lands over there, much to their surprise. What else you got, Nikos?
Alright, so was that my item interaction
That was
then?
your item interaction. You still have your
All
action
right.
and bonus action.
Well, let's throw a spear
All right. Yeah,
at
that'll hit.
the top dynamite guy.
Gotcha. Ow. Okay. That's a good hit as it pierces into him and he kind of staggers.
Bonus action, bring it back and throw it again.
Rips out of him like a harpoon on a cord as you throw it, but he sidesteps the second one, seeing it coming.
Alrighty.
All right, Torin.
Action, I suppose, affix the stock to his monster, and then,
All right.
just kind of sit there and be fucking pissed off, and yeah, that's it.
Just angrily click, click.
Yep.
Alrighty. As we now get to the fun times. Let's measure 20 feet out. Yeah, well within 20 feet. Nikos is also within 20 feet, as is the ship. Let's see, that is
Boy.
25, 20, 20.
Hey, I don't know about Nikos, but I'm prone behind the side of the ship, so that should count for something, hopefully.
It will account for some of it. It'll give you advantage on the save against it. However, I need you and Nikos to both make me dex saves, as I need Leroy to make his piloting check. You guys are lucky Leroy's
Holy
piloting.
shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, the both of you, you're not gonna take any damage, I'm gonna say. As both of you see the dynamite, you're both gonna duck down. You know that scene where the, what is it, the pot grenadiers, the fire pot grenadiers from 300, the Persian, like, fire pot throwers are hucking it at him? And he does that cool twist maneuver inside his cape as he raises the shield up and blocks all of it. Peter just does an old school, I'm up, she sees me, I'm down, dives to the deck. Let's roll
Classic.
some damage here. 11, okay, it's an underpowered one, I guess.
Didn't get turned, the top one's all leaked out.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Now let me roll and 2 d10s to see if the exploding dynamite catches them as well. Neither of them. Okay, they will both be safe. However, they will take the explosion from that one and duck in place. The other one's gonna detonate. Let me roll for the 3 of them. Alright. You gotta be kidding me. Damn, he is right next to it and he is still alive. He is not feeling good. Oh, that one's gonna kill him too. However, he's going to have to make a D10. So much dynamite. Oh, the dynamite. Oh, okay. No, you're dead. Fuck you. You guys are just out of range of the dynamite blast, so you nor the ship will feel it. However, just for comical effect, let's roll it anyway.
Well, it's gonna get the one guy who's still alive.
Yeah.
Over here.
Oh yeah, he's definitely dying in this, I promise you.
1 hit point.
Damn it. Oh, I gotta put a space on it. I'm stupid. I know how this works.
/R, not R/2.
I know, I forgot the space. 83 damage! Ah! All the poor guy's dynamite detonates as you see a rhythm of explosions, almost like secondary and third stage IEDs kind of chain exploding just beside you, Hachu and Torn on the right side of the coastline. As just everything gets rocked and thrown, there's rubble and debris landing and peppering the side of the ship and bouncing off you. As the both of them are just thrown into the distance, his ass lands in the water, just completely eviscerated. The other two manage to take a knee or kind of duck in place as that dynamite detonates. Peter doing a nice classic dive down, and Nico's doing his best 300 impression, just blocking all of it with his shield, as all the dynamite is just detonating. Lewis Gunner is going to say, "Nuh-uh," and is going to move over to here into cover, and is going to try to take a fruitless shot at you, Hachu. That is a 18 and an 11. With the +2 to your AC, does an 18 hit you? I don't believe it does.
Hang on.
Let's see, you got a 13 AC +2, so that'd be 15. So that second one, I think, will hit you.
Yes, that's correct.
Shit. Ah! You see Hachu take 9 damage as a burst of Lewis gun rips into him in the midst of the explosions. The two are still laser focused in as they're both going to fire shots at Nico since he's the only other one visible. A 15 will not hit you, Nikos, and
Nope.
a 19 I'm assuming doesn't hit you.
It does not. Sadly, I'm not close enough to anyone to get a response.
Damn.
Oh well.
This guy will run forward, take a knee. He's going to take a fruitless shot towards you, Peter. 13 ain't going to hit you.
Nope.
As we get to the top of the turn order, you guys are nearly out of the gauntlet. Peter, what do?
I don't know who these guys are.
I don't think we're in a position
I
to
don't
be
think
able
they
to
like
grab
us.
one of them.
No, I don't think so.
Keep blowing them up, so what do you think?
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna shoot a fire bolt at this guy.
Which one? Middle one?
Well, yeah, the northern of the two explodey guys.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
Oh, nope.
He'll see that one coming and kind of like tactical roll to the side.
I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna lay on hands Hachu for 15
Hey, alright.
HP.
You recover 15 HP as he puts his hand against your side, Hachu.
Yeah, I was hoping Mobile would prevent me from needing to spend half my movement to get up. As I will, in that case, go prone again.
Alrighty. Yeah,
I don't like being shot at that much.
duck back down.
Not when I
into
can avoid
cover.
it.
Hachu, you regain 15 HP as Peter heals you and then gets back down on his belly. What are you doing?
I want to kill that loose gunner. Oh, we got guys with explosives over here, so...
Yeah.
Actually, hang on. I could do something more effective.
Uh-oh.
Gonna do another one of... Keep forgetting what level it originally is.
Like it's level 2? Which one you doing? You have a few spells now. Wither and Bloom, alright. Where are you casting it?
Right there, so I can hit all 3 of them.
Ah, alright. Let me roll some saves.
And casting as a level 3 as well, so I get the extra D8.
Oddly
right?
enough, yep. Extra D6.
D6,
So
okay.
it'll be 3d6. Oddly enough, the 2 that are scoped in fail. However, the other one passes, so he'll take half damage. Yeah, give me that 3d6 as you permanently salt another chunk of the earth.
Or 5, 6.
Damn. Alright, he'll take that, he will take that, and he will take half of that for 7. That'll put him at a 8. Ow. Yeah, a nice chunk of area just withers as if it's being, like, salted rapidly before your eyes. The 3 of them kind of curl over for a moment, feeling pain and kind of withering as they look at each other in shock and kind of try to focus on the task at hand, seeing a mage on the front of the ship. What else do you, Hachu?
I'll hit the loose gunner offhand pistol attack.
Gotcha, send it.
No, I won't.
Ooh, it'll hit the boat in front of him as he'll stay down and cover. Alright, we pan on down to Nikos. All of you now pretty much on the front of the
Alright.
ship.
Bonus action, get the spear back and throw it again.
Oh, that'll hit. I'm assuming you're going for the same demolitionist?
Yep.
Gotcha. Ooh. Alright, he's hurting as a spear sticks into him again and he kind of pulls it out with some agonizing ow.
Alright, that's all.
Gotcha. Torn.
Peter, Thompson.
Can I hand it to him? Or can he just take it off me?
I will say this will take half your movement, Torn, but you'll be able to reach over and unsling it off his shoulder if he's willing to let you take the Thompson off him.
No complaints.
Yeah, he's just gonna kind of reach over, unsling it, turn around, shoulder it, and fire at that Lewis gunner on the right.
Alright, send it.
And
Oh no!
Why?
what is happening?
Roll
to
me a
tonight?
d6. Let's see what happens. As the first round comes out, it sells out, impacts the one in front of him, as it seems he just maybe had a bad packaged surplus round, as you realize the first shot that fires out is the stovepiped, the casing sticking out of the breech.
When's the last time you cleaned this?
Give me a sleight of hand to clear that one.
I was back in Athens.
God.
Last time I used it.
I'm refreshing my fucking page.
Go for it. You try to pinch it and yoink it out, but you can't quite clear it. You will not be able to take your follow-up action. However, once it fully pops out, you're able to rack it again. You will have a your offhand attack still.
Alright, let me open my stuff back up here.
Gotcha. Sometimes it'd be like that. Normally you're rolling pretty high, but sometimes it kind of floats around. Sometimes it's Hachu,
This isn't how
sometimes
real
it's
life
Leroy.
dice work.
You'd be surprised. I have had some horrible sessions before, just all the ones. Oh boy. Alright. I forgot you got Peters Thompson statted.
14 piercing.
Alright.
See, it was the ammo.
Yeah, that offhand burst will catch and you'll just put a couple rounds into him, chipping up the wood around him.
He's just gonna thrust it back to Peter.
Peter, make me a dex save.
Hang on, that's what, 6 rounds plus 1?
Yep, so that'd be 7 rounds. a D2.
Oh no!
You know how triangular and aggressive the rear sight is on the old M1 Thompsons?
I have a 1928, but yes.
1928, but that rear sight just kind of pecks you in the cheekbone as the Thompson just kind of bop, and you're like, ow, for 2 damage.
You're getting nickel and dime for HP here.
As you just take a Thompson to the side of the head, as he kind of overly aggressively passes it to you without realizing or not looking at him, it just kind of hits you in the side of the face with the rear sight.
Torin's gonna turn back, lean over the railing, and just fucking point furiously at the Lewis gunner.
Come on, let's get an intimidation roll for that, please.
Give me intimidation. Let me roll against it. Oh no. He's gonna second guess shooting at you again once it's his turn.
Oh great, he's just gonna shoot at someone else now.
As we get to these guys, let's move.
Wait, don't we move the boat first?
Yep, that's what I'm doing. So let's see, you guys are there, so let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Torin is still pointing at him. He's moving his arm around to say pass.
Just mean mugging them the whole way. So this will be the last. You guys will have one more roundabout turn. This will be their last action before combat will end. However, they all will get to make one more fruitful attempt. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Alrighty. Why did I delete those? I should not have deleted those. Come on, search for me. It's not that hard to search. There we go.
No, it's impossible.
It just can't happen.
Unthinkable, really.
Inconceivable. Lewis Gunner is gonna aim over, seeing all you guys. He's gonna be like, yeah, fine. And he's gonna fire both bursts at Nikos. It's a 12 and a 5. Neither will hit, as you'll just pivot on your ankles and block all the rounds from that. The other two are gonna try to stagger and both take a nice aimed shot at you, Nikos. A 16 will not hit. And a 19 will also not hit. This guy's not even going to bother shooting, as he's going to start running, and he is going to exit the field and leave combat. As we get to the top of the last turn before you guys leave this map, all 4 of you give me a perception roll.
It goes down.
It don't go down. It do go down. I'm telling you, it don't go down. It do go down.
You go down.
And Hachu, perception. Let's see here. We got a 24, 15, 12, and 4. Yeah, all of you notice as you hear that distinct kind of loud hiss and 2 loud audible thumps as you realize 2 final bundles of TNT land on the aft of the ship. Peter, it is your turn.
Can I cast a ball on both of these, or just one of them?
I can get there.
So the weird part is, it is close enough to the deck that you'll only be able to cast it on one, as it is a ball.
Never mind. I have a better solution for this. I'm going to cast Create Water.
It covers a 5-foot square, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it's actually much wider than that. 30-foot 30-foot cube.
Cube.
So it'd be something like that.
Well, fuck you then.
Fuck you, buddy.
A rapid,
To the bloody.
quick rain of water drops down over the ship, almost like a big splash happens on the back. As you can hear the fuses hiss out of existence indeed. fine. What else you got, Peter? I didn't want you to have to dash for that anyway. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna get next to Nikos.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Hachu. Last turn before you guys escape to safety. What doing?
I'm gonna hit a machine gun guy with the Toll of Dead.
Oh shit! All right. I believe that is a wisdom save from him.
Mm-hmm.
It is indeed. Oh, he fails by 1. Yeah, that'll be a D12. Unless you're upcasting it. Oh wait, no, it's 2D12. Because you are both 5th level.
Or he only got 8 damage out of it, so.
It's still something as you see him wither a bit and he kind of pulls his cowl off his head and is struggling at whatever's happened to him. What else you got?
That's it.
Nikos.
I'll shoot him.
Oh, you're gonna shoot him off in? Alright,
Why not?
Yeah, that'll hit.
So
Holy
close.
shit, why is this thing like laser beaming all of a sudden? Damn, yeah, you catch him with another small caliber round as he fully like drops behind the cover and he's just like, ow.
I see he gets rapidly aged and shot.
Yeah. Nikos, last turn before the boat escapes to safety.
Right. Get my spear back and send it away again.
Who are you sending it at?
The top demolition guy
That'll hit. Give me damage.
I've been poking this whole time.
You'll stick him with the spear as he'll tumble over and halfway fall into the edge of the river. Anything else, or is that all?
Nope. That's
All right.
all.
Torin, last action before you guys fully sail away to victory. What do?
I've had about enough of this. Torin's gonna stride over to this point on the deck.
All right.
A wall pulling some of the liberated dynamite out of his satchel. He is going to light it and he is going to throw it back at them.
Where are you throwing it to?
Right there, or 30 feet.
Understood.
Like past that. 5 past that. Right at the
Right.
back of that sailboat. 25 feet.
All right, gotcha. Yeah, you reach down, go to light the fuse, cock your arm back, and just fucking mean throw that thing as it lands at the back.
And he's gonna flip him off.
Roll me intimidation. Just double birds from the kobold. However, all they can really see is like your upper sternum and your angry face as you're just both arms upwards. As you guys will leave combat. However, as you leave combat, you guys are sailing quickly, rapidly away. As you hear, rather, you can kind of see them quickly look over as all 3 of them try to run over towards where the dynamite is ticking off. And as 6 seconds pass, you see the detonate. The small house next to it, the shrapneling, the boat exploding out to the side. As 2 of them get tossed and the dynamite guy also double detonates before it caused a pretty good smoke plume of damage as you guys continue to putter your way off.
Torin's gonna look at that last
effectively
Lewis
fucked
gunner
him
and
up.
point at him again.
He just kind of looks at you before holding his head and is gonna quickly dash and run off into cover.
Sorry.
As the boat comes to a slightly slower movement and is able to kind of slow down, the engine not needing to haul ass anymore as you realize you were out of the ambush. Vim and Leroy seeming pretty happy with themselves and their piloting. As the four of you are able to kind of look at each other and realize, ambush
What
successfully.
the hell was that?
Leave an ambush.
Were we a target of opportunity or were we a target?
Seemed like a lot of explosives to be a target of opportunity.
Speaking of,
Torrin's gonna go over
Ambush,
to the deck,
100%.
to the portion of the deck where that dynamite was put out. I'm gonna throw some knowledge at you. Dynamite ain't ruined when it gets wet.
That is correct. Only when it gets fully soaked through.
Yeah.
It has to soak for a little while, like through the layering and whatnot.
So he's gonna collect those.
All right. Add, let's see. You have so put this in your notes. You have a 9-stick bundle of dynamite, which will do 9d4. And you have a 9-stick bundle and 2 6-stick bundles, which will do 64 each. So a 94 and 2 64 bundles of dynamite on you. Do keep in mind, though, all of these are in your satchel and on your person.
Yeah, I'm keeping that in mind.
As you guys continue sailing along, able to take a nice breath, as you see yourself starting to come up to a little bend in the river as it starts to fork, and you follow it around and now continuing westward, and you can see the large mountain range off to your right, which is now to your south, as you continue west, and you start to hit sort of a open valley that drops down in elevation a bit, the river that you're on dropping a bit with it. And you can see where the river kind of dissipates and turns into a large series of streams just going out in all directions, and what seems to be a series of small docks and wharfs scattered all along the end of this river. At least 2 or 3 miles ahead, you realize that'll likely be your destination. Far off in the distance, a few more miles ahead, you can see what is likely Aleppo proper in the main city. However, you can see a lot of the western district of little hamlets and hobbles and a couple raised portions of territory that seem to have specific buildings that some of them look a little more unique than others sticking out. It's a very nice, wide, open desert plain as you kind of slowly cascade your way over and start making your way down in elevation down the river.
Can we spin this as a short rest to restore all our HP?
You guys will be able to take a short rest, yes. Thorn, make me a investigation.
I'm gonna recall the spear.
11.
Like a freaking lance of Longinus, you just hear as you just catch your spear in hand as it comes flying to you.
Is that an Evangelion reference?
Yes. Also, just lance of Longinus in general.
How
is a
much
fun
damage? How much damage does the poor guy who he just ripped it out of take?
item. Well, the poor
no, he
guy
missed
that he
with his
ripped it
last
out
throw.
was already
Never mind.
detonated, so yeah.
All right, you guys have fun. I gotta run to the bathroom right quick.
Go for it.
No,
Torrin, as you walk past everybody and go below deck, a little heavy breathing, leaving the bar still sitting on the deck of the ship, you step down below, and you get the unfortunate sight that the all the kebabs are unfortunately just charcoals.
Yeah.
They have
he's
fully
just gonna-
cooked during the combat.
They were ruined anyways. This is a good excuse now. He's just gonna bring him up and throw him over the side.
You just gotta fruitlessly throw them over the side, skewers and all.
Yep. Just
Yeah.
fucking pitch the skewers over.
3 of them land in the water. The 4th one manages to stick into a log that's sticking out of the water and just kind of wop, 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 wop.
And he's
As
gonna
you
go pick
slowly
up his
leave him
bar
behind.
and go about to fixing it himself because he's ashamed he broke it, so he's not gonna ask Peter.
Give me give me a tools or a handling of some sort that you feel would be applicable to weapons repair for Torn.
I I haven't actually.
Alright, I'm back. As
listed
part
any
of the short
rules.
rest, I'd be repairing them.
Now he is specifically not asking you to fix it.
Yeah, he wants to
Okay.
do it himself. I would say, it's not really an intelligence check since you know how these work. I'd say sleight of hand would be a nice, even way to do it.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah, you drop the mag, eject all the rounds, pop the bottom, slide the lip, pull out the spring, kind of recoil it nicely, pop it back in, recap it, reload the mag. It works plenty fine.
That was upsetting. We almost there yet.
As all of
Think
you are
so.
kind of recovering, you look forward
Maybe.
and you can see where Leroy and Vim, Vim kind of pats Leroy a couple times and is actively pointing over the top of the command deck as Leroy seems to kind of start piloting you guys a little to the left side of the river, starts following one of the breakaway streams, and does a very nice, expert, slow, kind of side drifting dock against one of the wharfs with tires strapped to it. Kind of bounces against it, Vin quickly running over and throwing a hook, catching the dock and fully pulling it in, tying it off. And gives a nice little nod and look to you guys. Leroy will give a nod as well and say, well, he seems to think this is one of the 4 areas we're supposed to go to. Something about on top of that little hill over there to start. Although, I believe he said there were like 4 other areas we're trying to go to, so I'll be here with the boat, maintain it, make sure no more dynamite lands on the deck.
I bet you kebabs.
I noticed.
That
Leroy
was
doesn't seem
not
too
what-
happy.
That was the nicest thing he could have possibly said.
I'm sure he would have said something
damn
very
kobold,
mean, but
something.
Yeah, I know.
Wasting
it'd
food.
probably be quieter under his mustache, but some like, damn kobolds don't know how to cook nothing, eating raw meat and human meat.
Yeah, that's more on point.
Something
Yeah,
like
there we
that.
go.
I can only Leroy so hard. But yeah, that'll leave the 4 of you to disembark as the he'll be remaining here for the time being until he'll be able to catch up with you later on in the session or what have you. However, you guys, if you want to consult your notes and look at your map, you have, I believe, a couple locations. What would you guys like to hit up first, or how do you want to go about this territory?
The closest one.
Using cartographer's tools, yeah, looking at the map, you will realize if you guys are in agreement to hit up the closest one first, that will be the...
Either the closest one or the furthest away one.
Which one do you guys want to hit first, closest or furthest?
I think the furthest would be smart.
I'm overruled.
You're overruling and going for closest, Tori?
No, he said he is overruled.
Gotcha. All right, going to the furthest one then. That will be from this location, the Darat Iza Shinto Shrine. Not really sure what's there, but you know there's allegedly a Shinto shrine maybe a half mile's walk from you. So we'll do a little bit of a pleasant time skip as you guys will move on foot. There's a couple passerbys, there's a couple wagons, a handful of cars here and there, some trucks. As you guys walk down what is sort of a well-trod path that hits a main road. You follow it for about a quarter mile before branching back off it. Oddly enough, you guys realize, while you are very unique, the composition of your party is quite odd, being Water Ganassi, a Yanti, a Kobold, and a human. However, as you're walking along, you realize, well, there isn't really any kobolds to be seen. You do come across a good few, obviously humans, what seems to be a nice mix of various types of elves. much of them seeming to be French in nature and clothing, whereas a lot of the more native inhabitants seem to be a mixture of humans, what might be sea elves, and probably the largest concentration of orcs that you've ever seen so far in any area. However, no Yuan-ti seem to be visible, no draconic species of any sort. As you guys branch off and follow the path of the map, you find yourself walking up to a nice little sandy, kind of knolled hill. On top of that sandy knoll is a sort of old, withered away brick path that winds upwards. It's only about 20 feet in elevation, but it's somewhat of a longer walk. As you get to the top of it and start to round it, you see a pretty small 20 by 10 foot foundation. I say foundation because...
Back again.
Oh, I will pause. If anyone else needs to take a quick potty break, go for it.
Oh, I don't need a bake a potty.
Bake the potty.
Yeah. Like, I just finished molding my porcelain toilet. I do need to go put it in the kiln real quick, so...
I see.
Yeah, with everyone back, let's resume. Let me put the timestamp here at 2:39. We pick up with you guys approaching the, kind of knolly hillside, sandy hillside with a little bit of grass popping out of it. As, where is the song I am looking for? No. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. As you guys approach the foundation, it's about a 10 by 20 foot wooden and kind of brickwork foundation of this building. And I say foundation because other than the four corners that are burnt away wood and what seems to be a door frame in the center, nothing else is actively standing.
Well, this is promising.
Yeah.
How recently burned down is it?
Give me investigation.
Anybody care to join me in figuring this out?
Yep.
Because I have no clue.
I'll give it a go.
It's obvious
Recent.
burned it down. I'm so tired of this place.
Peter and Torin, you guys are just having a rough time looking at it. You can't figure it out. It's been sandblasted. It's long burnt over. Hachu and damn Nikos, apparently your knowledge of burnt wood patterns is immaculate.
I guess so.
The two of you are able to look at the door sill more than one of the corners, and you realize the fact that there's no more remainder of the wall. There's no more of the roof. There's nothing else. And with how kind of hardened and burnt over the pillars are in the door frame, this was burnt down easily a couple hundred years ago. And if it wasn't for the resilience of, like, just the thickness of these corner pillars, it likely would not even be here, and the foundation might even be dusted over.
Are we talking like...
About 300 years
Long-
ago, give or take.
Was that about... I forget our timeline. Was that about the time it would take to... or it was... from when the Colossus bit was brought here?
No, that would be like
That'd be
the
much after.
750s.
Yeah. You're looking around
Where's
the...
my notes?
Let's see, double check your notes. It is
You just
currently
scroll up.
1936 minus 300 years. That'd be 1630s. However, the Colossus was lost in 654. So, pretty good gap in time there.
Remind me... when this was... Or which location this was. The Shinto Shrine,
This
huh?
is the Darat Iza Shinto Shrine.
Guys.
Torn's gonna proceed through the once doorway, and just kind of gaze around.
Give me investigation. step inside and kind of look around. Little bit of rubble, couple rocks, just the old foundation. Don't really see anything else of interest.
Gonna kick through some rubble.
Roll me another investigation.
Hey.
As you kind of kick some of it, some of the sand sifts off it, and you see some of its very old, worn-out embers. Some of it is rocks. Some of it is old pieces of brickwork where there maybe was walls here once. And as you kick one over, it kind of catches your eye. It seems to be a kind of like a very egg-shaped river rock, although it's a little rough on the edges, been a little bit damaged, it seems.
This shouldn't be here. Hey,
Can I take a look at it and
Hi.
see if it has anything to do with Shintoism?
come take a look at this. What is this?
Give me investigation.
I'll take a look
Peter.
too.
Can I get advantage because I spent time around Shinto shrines in Japan?
Fortunately, not with this item in particular. But the two of you give me investigation. Hachu as
That's
well.
a rock.
Fuck.
Hachu, Nikos, and Peter, the three of you look at it. You got no real idea. However, Hachu, roll me Arcana.
I pressed the wrong thing, so hang on.
No, you're good. Your
we go.
investigation was proper. However, Hachu, you feel a little bit of a tinge, a little bit of a not allure, but like that's a cool rock kind of mental thought.
Yep.
Aren't you
Oh,
why are you
there's
looking at it that
something-
way?
I don't know. There's something about that rock right there.
Something about. Can you elaborate?
There's some kind of feeling coming from it.
Alright, so
Like a magical feeling?
Possibly.
Torn's like turning it over and like.
Can I roll Arcana on it?
Roll me Arcana at disadvantage, Peter, and Torn with a 14.
I also do a disadvantage arcana.
You may.
Damn.
Not bad.
Ooh. Peter,
Fair.
you got no real idea. You're not really picking up too much off of this. Nikos, you sense a somewhat similar, dare I say, aged kind of presence to it. Whether it's just the rock is that old, or something seems to kind of speak to you that like, wow, this is kind of old. Thorn, though, you look at it, you tip it over, and you see a kind of reddish miscoloring on the bottom side of it where your palm was. It's in the slight shape of kind of a teardrop of sorts, but it's a red slight discoloration, very faded out at this point on the rock.
I can tell it's old, whatever it is.
That's peculiar.
I can like kind of feel it that it's old.
Can we garner anything from this reddish discoloration?
Give
Is this
me
natural
a
part of the rock?
disadvantage history, Torn, as you are the historian here of strange items.
Ah, a 28. Darn.
Ah, okay. Digging back into your memory and your mind pocket, let me copy paste
call it
some
that.
stuff here.
It's not a mind pocket, it's a mind bank.
A mind, Alright, let me DM this to you. As you dig back through your mental history repertoire, this comes to mind, Torn?
Oh, this is old. This is I don't think this is what we're looking for. This has something to do with I think the shrine of the drop of blood of Hossein. Was it? They built a shrine around a stone, or I presume perhaps a stone like this. One marked to have blood on it. The blood of Hussein Nabi Ali, the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad. I think, or it's just a rock. But this seems like this checks out.
What would that be doing at the remains of a Shinto shrine?
That is a fantastic question. Nothing good, I suppose. This place was burned to the ground. Perhaps it was at one point a Shinto shrine, and then was later not a Shinto shrine.
Is there any evidence of that?
I mean, it's all kind of hard to tell.
Can we roll investigation?
So you can
Or religion?
give me religion or investigation as you guys kind of look at this somewhat Arabic and Muslim magical potential item that seems to be in a Shinto shrine of all places.
Investigation.
10.
7, 15. And Hachu. Religion or investigation?
Should have rolled the other one.
Oof. None of you really seem to recall. However, Torrin, I'm gonna DM you the thought that kind of comes to mind. Kind of the general thought that crosses your mind, Torrin, is you got the stone in your hand and kind of are able to look over both sides of it, having what seems to be an old kind of teardrop-shaped bit of blood on the bottom side of it.
Yeah, I can't help but feel that it was put here for a reason. It was a treasure, a warning, an omen. It's here for a reason. And that's concerning.
A warning for whoever comes after the Colossus.
I'd hope not. Could we? I mean, this was destroyed 300 years ago. Maybe. I don't know.
It may have been destroyed 300 years ago, but that Colossus has been lost a lot longer, and people have been looking for it, no doubt, the whole time.
That's a good point. Perhaps we are not the first to look for it. That hadn't occurred to me before. I thought.
Oh, we're definitely not the first to look for it. We might have a better start than everyone else, though.
I suspect it might not be here. If we're looking around, the lack of anything. It's a colossus, so I assume it would be rather large and hard to miss, even a part of it.
Oh, to have the Kinku who knows detect item.
Mhm.
It is a powerful spell.
How big is this rock?
About 3 inches tall, 2 inches wide, kind of egg-shaped.
Do you think it would be a bad idea to take this with us?
Do you think that's the rock?
DM, is this the rock?
The rock as in...
Specifically the rock from the shrine of Hussein?
Oops.
If you had to guess, yeah, it's giving off some magic that some of you seem to sense. It's a very unique shape and has a similar marking to the one alluded to way back when.
Yeah, I do suspect this is a very important historical artifact, which is why I'm even more confused that it is just here in the rubble. I fear we might be entering a conflict that could have concluded a long time ago. Or it could be wrong. If you don't have any objections, I think I'm taking the rock.
If you
Take the
don't
rock.
think it's going to hurt us or anything.
No, I don't suspect it will. I'm just concerned about other parties, maybe wanting it.
Worst case, maybe it gives us bargaining chip.
And taking the rock.
Alright, add Blood of Hussein rock to your inventory. As you're able to
Wild.
kind of pocket that and stuff it down into your kind of satchel that you got on your side. However, as you guys look around, doesn't seem to be anything else of interest.
Any pieces of the Colossus would be big, right? The thing was, what, 60 feet tall?
Massive.
Yet, given the fact
I
it
mean,
was
it's
only
a colossus. Colossal.
it was only known to have been split into 4 pieces at the very least, the smallest piece would have to be 15 feet at least.
Are there any signs around here of somewhere they would have kept something that big? And Shinto shrines usually have these bells. Are they here?
Give me
Don't Shinto shrines usually have bells?
They do.
I don't know if I'm
Give me
retarded.
investigation. You are correct. Spare the dying.
Yeah, I clicked on it while clicking around my interface.
As you kind of consider this and look it over, you get a general idea that this shrine likely had a layout of the 20 by 10 foot foundation, kind of rectangular. On the bottom center is the doorway in, and likely the bell would kind of be straight across the room on the opposite side on a stand, which obviously is no longer there. Any semblance of any materials or metals that might have been worth something have long withered away or were taken much, much longer ago.
Is there any sign of a place they could have kept a chunk of the Colossus?
With those investigations, as you kind of look inwards and then look outwards, unfortunately, you guys are in the Syrian desert outside Aleppo. These sands have moved so much over the last 100 years alone that anything that may have been buried or submerged or placed or anything of that sort or above ground or put anywhere, it's gonna be awful hard to find or tell.
I suppose anyone with the logistic capabilities of taking their bell could potentially also be able to, move part of a colossus. I suspect we are following an aggregator of sorts, maybe. Someone might have done the job of rounding them up for us.
We'll have to check the other 3 sites out to make sure.
Suppose that is our best bet. Unless you can think of anything else here, I think we should get moving to the next one.
I know it's a long shot, but I want to kind of go around and check in the sand. Just pick a few places at random and just check and see if I can find like arrowheads or something.
Give me a investigation
Bullets.
or perception
Maybe.
at disadvantage, because you're kind of covering a large area and just doing some sand sifting. Disadvantage perception. Kind of kick through some of the sand. Some parts you get about a foot deep before the sand starts to sift over and kind of eat your
I'll do
boot
the
in
same
a way.
thing he's doing.
Hachu, give me perception at disadvantage as well.
Do they not
Just
have-
looking for signs that there may have been some kind of a tick.
Hachu does that sort of like snake lizard thing where they wiggle rapidly in place to kind of submerge into the sand and move it. And he's kind of roaming around in a similar pattern to you. A lot of sand. At one point you do come across something that kind of pokes you, and you raise up and look at it, and you realize it is just a very old chunk of burnt away wood, likely from the shrine about 20 feet away.
Damn.
We had another week of time in our proper dig site. We could probably find something interesting here, but it's a lot of sand.
The point is, we're not finding any signs that this place was, like, properly attacked. It was just burnt, sacked.
And someone left Muhammad's son's rock here. This is terribly interesting.
Unless anyone has anything else, we should make our way to the next site.
Yeah, it should be just
I can't think of anything.
this way. This way, yeah.
What's the next closest site?
You
Dion?
look at your map and you realize the next one is not but a mile away, and it is the Mushabak Basilica. So, I'm assuming you guys would like to make your way to that one next.
Yep.
Alrighty. After a little bit of walking, get back on the path, which connects to one of the main roads. You travel between a handful of hamlets and little townlets, a few hobbles, and a couple farms here and there scattered about. You do pass by what seems to be the very edge quarter remnants of what was a much thicker stone building, possibly what was left of a small, like 10 by 10 foot little kind of castle or maybe watchtower, palisade of sort. But it's very old and dated. It is literally just a corner of the foundation that's still standing. As you continue along, you do find some of the sand and ground where just hundreds, if not thousands of years of farming and history and buildings and towns that were never named before they ultimately were destroyed in this valley and area, or just eventually died out. Walking over thousands of years of repetitive history, if not possibly one of the most well-tread areas, as you're able to kind of unlook all these different things. And you find yourselves walking towards another kind of raised elevation part with a long, somewhat nicer path going to it. However, the path ends rather abruptly and turns to sand and a mixture of soot, however, a bit of grass growing around it. It seems as though perhaps there's moisture or water in either in or underneath that specific knoll. And sitting on top of that knoll of sand and dirt and grass, you can see what looks like if you've ever seen the old kind of Greek-style churches, the tall A-frame front with the large window in the front, the really wide A-frame back half of it, the large tower in the center that would likely have a bell or a big cross in the top of it, and the giant wooden double doors in the front to enter into it with multiple paintings on the windows that would denote different parts. Very classical, old-style Greek kind of basilica.
What you're looking for is Romanesque.
Romanesque. Very Romanesque. Some hints of kind of almost a Gothic kind of shape to it. If it wasn't for the fact that none of the windows were still present, it was still very charred and dark looking. Any of the wood has long burnt away, and it is purely what is remaining of the brick and a handful of the cross beams that are easily 2 feet thick of the sort of shell of this old basilica on top of this hillside.
Another one burnt.
That's not promising either.
I'm sensing a pattern.
Indeed.
This is beautiful in the day. It's a shame that it was built in a place where people could never fighting each other.
Peter,
Totally.
give
I
me
think that's
history.
everywhere.
All right, I'm refreshing my page.
Alright.
Ever since we got off the boat, I haven't rolled over a fucking 4.
I was gonna say, Nikos, you would likely remember this. Torn, I would say this one might be a little bit out of your wheelhouse, mostly because it's more of a religious history. However, Nikos, you got Greek heritage, I think. You'd remember this.
Just a,
Let me,
just a touch, a
I'll roll
smidgen.
with disadvantage.
roll with disadvantage for me, Torn. You'll
Nikos
remember
definitely knows
half of it. Let me send this to Nikos, and let me send this to you.
Nope.
Oh god. The curse is put upon you now.
Well, would it be
Amen Ra. And information has been shared.
Alright. Built during the Byzantines,
Yeah,
5th
of course.
century-ish, 470.
You can tell by the architecture. So I just, I'm a little rusty here. You know that? What? You know anything else?
Did you forget to send me? Because that's all you
you
sent me.
know or recall.
Uh,
And a slight out of character thing. There is no fucking information on this place other than it was there and it is not. So I'm kind of ad-libbing
Got it.
here.
That's kind of the Byzantines in general.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
were there. What did they consist of?
No, they were a
That's all
bunch
I
of
know.
Romans who aren't Romans anymore, and then they died.
Yeah, and then the Muslims came in and destroyed every trace
Yeah.
they could get their hands on.
Constantinople, Constantinople.
But yeah, you're looking at the Mushabek Basilica, or the ruins of it, rather.
Let's look around. Maybe we'll find another rock. I can't help but think that perhaps no, I'll finish this thought later.
okay.
That's just
Well, since this building seems a lot more intact, can we find any indications as to whether it was attacked or just razed?
Give me perception. Those of you who are looking at the outside of the building to determine this.
Torrin's gonna be looking. at
Nope.
people going
Oh,
inside.
that's a 15.
What's up, Thor?
Torrin is looking also. entering what's left of the structure, looking around, kicking a rubble, and standard
All right.
thing.
Nico, Thornton, your guys' damage assessment is not so up to par on these kind of buildings. This one particularly is a little harder to tell because of its construction. Peter, though, as you walk up, you look for it. You've seen an unfortunate fair number of brickwork buildings that have been set on fire. And as you look at it, there's not that sort of, like, evidence of any fire having grown on the inside of it. And there's no evidence of fire having grown or stretched on the outside of it. This seems like it was purely a... If you had to take a guess with the way that things have fallen in and some of the debris that is in there, the fire may have very well started up in the tower, which doesn't seem to be by an unnatural cause.
Seems the fire started up in the bell tower.
Alright. Lightning?
Maybe. I have a little outrageous theory. Perhaps it is connected to the Colossus, because the Colossus was made of bronze. And if you were to buy a large amount of bronze for a religious site like this, there is a high chance you would make it into a bell. We find no bell there, we find no bell here. It could just be scavengers, but perhaps the Colossus pieces were made into bells, or used as bells because they were close enough shape. And then something happened. Does this fire... Can I tell if this fire dates to around the same period?
Hard to tell if the fire dates to the same period, but oddly enough, it's hard to tell how old this thing is when it burnt down, but you can tell when it was roughly constructed, but it's hard to really date the age of when it burnt down. Mostly because it doesn't have the dilapidation of just falling to age. It definitely had a fire, but it's a sort of... There's none of the evidence of, like, your classical fire damage to it.
That could make sense.
It's not a bad theory.
Nikos, what do you know about the Colossus? What
That
was
it
its
was-
actual, like, what did it actually do? Did it smash things with the giant hands? Shoot light beams from its eyes? What?
Do I know that, or should I make a roll?
Give me a history roll, Nikos.
Got it.
Alright, let me DM you real quick with a little quick lore dump.
Yeah, I know where it came from. I don't know how it actually went about protecting things.
Torn's gonna go back to like rubble kicking. That worked last time.
What is that guy's name again? I keep forgetting. There we go.
I want to go into the bell tower, and I want to see if there's any evidence of a bell having fallen. Because that should leave a pretty sizable impact on the stone floor. If all of its
Alright.
supports fall, if all of its supports burn away and it falls, that would be a solid impact of a very heavy object into stone.
Yeah, definitely
We should
not a
see the
stone.
remnants.
I'm gonna go to the bell tower too, but go all the way to the top if I can.
I think there is no way to get to the top. There's just a stone shell.
The stairs were wood, Nikos.
Yeah, fair.
They were indeed.
You never know. They might use stone for some reason.
However, as you guys look at it, yeah, you realize you can't get up into the tower. The bell is not up there, however, as the roof of the tower is also long gone. It looks more like a glorified
no.
chimney at the moment.
No, I mean looking at the bottom of the tower, like the floor of the tower, is there signs of a 5-ton bell having fallen on it? That would leave a
For
mark.
me, as you recall a bit of history here, Nikos.
All right.
Torin's listening to Peter and also looking because.
What do you
that's
say?
a
What roll? Investigation.
Investigation, yeah.
Yes. All right.
To look at the bell. Alright.
All right.
Not
It
the
was
bell,
a
floor.
mechanical and arcane embodiment of Helios that stood guard.
So it
However, any legend of its like movement is lost. Like it actually, doing battle against enemies.
I
That's
think we
unfortunate.
can.
But we can make some assumptions from that. If it has the power of Helios and it's also was blessed by Zeus,
lightning bolts.
perhaps. And
Light
Helios is,
beams like from Orcomedes Towers at where was that? I forgot in real life. Peter would know. He had a classical education.
I believe that was the defense of...
Palmyra?
Was it Palmyra or Rhodes
Oh,
as
not
well?
Palmyra.
Where they used...
Oh, it wasn't Rhodes.
It was one of those. I forget which one, but yeah, they literally used towers with, like, light beams. Allegedly. However, as you guys are kind of contemplating this, you look at the base of the...
Syracuse.
Syracuse, that's it. You guys look at the base of the tower, and there is no evidence of the bell having fallen or anything of the sort. In fact, with that investigation, Torn, you kind of look up the tower. There's no evidence of it fallen, crumbled. The chain that it was hanging from to the couple struts going across the very top is still connected. However, the chain is not broken and there's no damaged links. It's just 5 large links of a chain hanging there.
Peter, look up. I believe the bell was removed before the structure was destroyed.
Or as part of the destruction of the structure.
That's what I'm starting to suspect.
It would be hard to tell, but can we see anything that looks like, I don't know, the bell went flying off through the side of the tower?
Give me perception at disadvantage to try to figure out what may have happened to it.
I'll go look.
Torin's trying to climb the wall.
2!
Give me acrobatics, Torn.
He's getting his little fucking claws and like the cracks in the bricks and just starting to like.
Torn starts climbing into the cracks of the brickwork and starts climbing his way up, digging his claws in. At one point in time, he has to kind of walk his feet on the right side and his claws on the left side before staggering back to climbing back up normally like a rock climber. The two of you, though, as you look at it, there's no real way the bell could have just left the tower without either going down, which it couldn't because the staircase would have gotten away, and it couldn't exit out any of the, dare I say, portholes on the side of the tower where the bell housing was, because usually those bells are larger than those sort of access points, or at least what it might suggest it was. Torin, though, as you climb up closer, you get up in there, and you make it about 20 feet up. As you're able to look a lot closer, the corners of the bell housing with the 4 windows looking out in all directions, you're able to get up to it and kind of clamber to the edge of one of the windows. The 4 beams of it reach up and connect to a X of very thick, larger beams that cross over with a mounting point with 3 heavy chain links hanging down. Above that would have been the sort of A-frame sort of ceiling, like the cap, which is long burnt away and gone as it was made likely entirely of wood. However, give me investigation at disadvantage.
Put him up there.
This one's a very small, minute detail.
20.
Woo, 30-20, alright. You look at it, and you kind of reach out, having to grip the brickwork with one hand, and you kind of grab the bottom of the chain. You will take 1 zap damage as you realize the chain is still very electrocurrent charged, as you get kind of a static cling like zip.
What? What? Ow.
You all right up there?
I'm just.
He's gonna touch the chain again.
You take another 1 zap damage as you poke it.
Ah, shit! I should have learned the first time. The chain. The chain's electric.
Electric.
It feels like it. You want to come up here and touch it?
I would love to, but there's no way
No.
I'm making that climb.
Almost like there's still lightning coursing through it, maybe.
And all of this very clearly happened a long time ago, not like last week, right?
Mhm.
Very long time ago.
How is this chain affixed to the beam?
A flat metal panel with 4 very large wood screws nailing it into the cross beams.
As much as Torin wants that chain, probably not gonna get it.
Give me a.
Do you want me to shoot it?
I kind of want the electric chain. It's I don't see that every day.
Give me an intelligence check, Torn.
Intelligent. 12.
You have just enough like construction knowledge to realize the base plate and the large wood screws that are holding it in place to the beam. It'll be kind of hard to pull those. However, if you can break the loop on the bottom of the base plate, you'll likely be able to separate the 3 large chain links to drop down.
All right.
Cover your ears.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Hey.
step back.
Yeah.
He's gonna hang off the rafter, pull out his Moser, and line it up with that top link on the base plate.
Roll
And,
me an attack.
Kind of like do the safety squints, turn his head to the side, you know. Pew!
Oh my god. Alright.
Nice.
You hear a shot ring out as it comes down the sort of now chimney, dare I say, where the staircase used to be. You hear the shot, and you hear a single rattle as 3 chains bounce off the north wall of the tower interior, then the south wall, and then you hear a static zap, and then another zap. Nikos, Hachu, and Peter, I need a dex save from the 3 of you.
Hey, I stood clear.
You stood clear, but we'll see.
Oops, I should disadvantage on.
Yeah, turn off disadvantage and roll again.
Dex save.
Dex save. And Hachu,
Nope.
dex save, please.
God damn, Peter.
Ooh.
He's an old man. He's not that nimble.
You with us, Hachu?
He can run good, but doing like somersaults or something, it's a bit hard for him.
May have had to step away, so we'll say he's on the opposite side of the interior, looking around at things. As the 2 of you give a nice backstep really quick, you hear the static discharge and the sparks as the chains bounce from side to side before landing on the flat ground and the stone floor work. As the chains don't just land with a loud metal clank, they bounce upwards as a mass amount of static and electric discharge bounces them back up as they land again, and the 3 chain links are kind of doing that, like, you know those little ball toys with the ferret weasel attached to it that roll around at random? The static discharge off of these 3 larger chain links is causing it to bounce around like a wacky inflatable worm as it's letting out little zaps of electricity as it continues to bounce across the middle of the building.
Peter, I think you were right about the bells. Nikos, can you catch me?
I can try.
All right. Yep.
Hang on, before he jumps, I'm casting Bless on both of them.
Peter, I want you to roll me a con save. As Nikos, I need you to give me
Yeah.
strength, and Torn, give me dex.
Okay.
Fuck.
Torn, it's a little unceremonious as you start
He's
to
flailing.
like belly fall at first, and then your head gets a little top heavy, your tail takes over, and you're now falling head first, and Nikos has to do a quick adjustment to catch you football style as your head is kind of pressed against his sternum, and he's just kind of holding your legs straight up in the air.
Gotcha.
However, Peter goes to cast Bless, and you guys don't get the effects of it as the chain that is bouncing and on the ground like some Mexican jumping beans lets out a little zap that zaps you for 1 damage, Peter, as you're unable to focus. A little arc of lightning coming off it. It's just making a constant rattle sound as it keeps ting, ting, zap, zap, ting, 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 zap.
Maybe you should have left that up there.
No, this is really interesting.
You say as your snout is in his armored sternum.
I've put him down by now.
Alright.
Because your spear haft is made of wood, nah?
Yeah.
Do you think you can catch it and stop it bouncing?
Let's try.
Give me an attack.
Ah,
You go to stab it with the base of your spear as you completely miss, and it's a perfect spear thrust, but it misses and hits the ground as it bounces at the very last second to the side, letting out another little arc.
well, let's try that again.
You try to raise your spear up and you realize it is dug into the brickwork.
Mm.
It's
Very impressive.
Yeah.
no, I got this. I can get it out. Watch. It's a fulcrum. It's just a. It's just...
Give me strength, Torn. Oh no. You grab it and you try to help Nikos pull on it, and as you try to be like, no, it's a fulcrum, you just gotta bend it this way and that,
No.
you hear a slight hair crack go up the middle of
No,
it,
you
where it
can't do
makes
that
a
to
little.
me.
It doesn't break it fully, but it makes a little hairline crack that's about down the middle of the staff. That's about 8 inches long. Just a.
Peter, fix it. Because I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
Cast mending on it.
Torn deck save.
Go distract the spear while I fix it, or the chain while I fix it.
As the two of you are holding the spear, and Peter steps over and mends it as you hear the wood snap back together fully. Torn, you're
Thank
not
you.
quite able to notice as the bottom of one of the chain links brushes against your, kind of the hind of your claw on your foot, and you take 1 zap damage as it keeps bouncing around.
You know, shit, come here.
Torrance taking off his vest,
Oh.
and he's gonna like throw his vest over it, like try to grab it through the fabric. It's not leather, but you know. It's...
Give me sleight of hand with advantage.
18.
You got a somewhat thicker kind of wool vest as you throw it over, it lands and it starts bouncing, and you can see the buttons, the 3 buttons on your vest start to go from the soft kind of pewter gray to a very faint pink to a little bit of red.
Well, there goes that.
Hmm.
It's still
You-
lightly bouncing and thumping underneath the vest, but it is stuck in place. However, you see any metals on your vest are starting to heat up.
I think I have an idea what happened to the tower.
Yeah, perhaps that is what happened to the other side as well.
Torin is trying to like ball this thing up into his vest and like tie it in a knot, like fucking like.
You're able to wrap it around it. You kind of singe the corner of your finger a little bit on one of the buttons, but you end up tucking it around it, and you got a nice little, you know that like joke where you always put all your food and snacks into a little like kind of hanky and you hang it on a stick? Your vest kind of looks like that with the chain links inside, occasionally making a little rattle. These are somewhat larger chain links. The 3 of them connected together, they're like the 3-inch by 1-inch chain links. But the 3 of them are bundled up nice and tight inside the vest. You're able to bundle it and hold it now.
It's mostly safe. Just don't let it touch metal. Who wants to carry this? I'm carrying 21 sticks of dynamite. It seems like a bad idea to mix them.
Yeah, that does sound like a very bad idea.
I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna take off my bandoliers of ammunition and hand them to Torin. And I'll take it then.
You're carrying a fair bit of ammunition. This is actually a little bit heavy. Wow.
Pass your ammunition over to Torin as you take it.
We're the designated explosives man for now.
You're gonna stick it in one of your packs or pouches, Peter?
Yeah. If it fits in my pack, then yeah.
It will, yeah. It's bundled up pretty tight. It's like the size of a softball now, all bundled up real tight.
Oh, I thought this was like one of those real big fucking chains that are like links the size of your torso.
No, these are these chain links. They're like 3-inch by 1-inch, but like the thicker like metal chain links.
Heavyweight.
The heavyweight ones.
Yeah. So
Made by hand by some smith in ancient times.
Yeah.
just the picture of Torin with a slung bar and like 2.5 bandoliers of ammunition and the gun on his hip and like the bag full of grenades and dynamite. Like he's starting to look a little
He is
ridiculous.
covered in all kinds of stuff. As you guys bundle that, Nikos, give me a perception check, please.
Got it. Let's
Damn.
go.
Given a moment of respite as you're able to wedge the spear out of the stonework, as you raise it up, you're like, oh, okay. And you kind of look back as they're exchanging some of their gear. You're able to look just past Peter towards the back right. If you were to enter where the door is at the middle center, towards the back right of the kind of longer church shape of it, where the very large stained glass window used to be, there's a slightly raised portion, and you see a tiny little glint of something kind of against the corner of that raised portion, in the nook corner of the floor and that little elevated part.
What do we have here? I'll go over and get a closer look.
You reach down and you see the tiny little silver shiny glint of some sort of metal that the light's kind of reflecting off of. You're able to pinch it and pull it up out of some of the dust and dirt, and you realize it is a tiny purple trim and silver crucifix, about 1 inch by 2 inches.
Oh. Well, I found something.
What'd you find?
Low crucifix. Pass over to Peter, because he could probably be able to tell the most about it.
What kind of crucifix? Like a normal cross? Like there's like 30 different types of crosses.
Let me grab a picture here for you real quick, and I will post it.
Are you putting the chain in your inventory, Peter, or are you just temporarily carrying it to Torin?
I figure I'll temporarily carry it, but I can put it in my inventory.
Alright, I won't put it in mine then. There's something to be done with this.
I'll post it here in-game images. However, instead of gold, obviously it's 2 inches by 1 inches, and it is a silver metal with a somewhat subdued purple trim around the edge of it. But it is a Byzantine crucifix.
Can I tell anything else about it, or just Byzantine crucifix?
Give me religion.
The answer is going to be no, then.
Come on, you're the religion man. Oh.
8.
Well, you roll a 9, but it's not quite enough to tell what's going on with it as you hold it in your hand.
No, look, you're holding it wrong. Look, turn it a little. Turn.
Tori.
Oops, shit, I still had advantage on.
You know,
Left one.
we'll take the left one anyway, as you critique the priest on how to hold a crucifix.
No, and this is going to Peter. Torin just told him to turn it. This is going to Peter.
No, Tor, you reach over and you pinch it as you take a look at it. You rolled a nice 25 as you look at it. You feel a nice kind of tinge of extra presence to you. Very small, but a slight extra tinge of extra presence as you look at this Torn.
Oh, is that it?
And that is all.
I just, this is. Hey, Peter, can I hold on to this?
Sure.
Thank you.
Put in your notes, Torn. Byzantine crucifix, +1 to religion checks while wearing.
What? No, I'm not trying to snipe Peter with a magic object. No! You can't do this! Saber, I'm sorry!
You can give it to me later. It's not your fault the dice have literally never let me roll above a 5 on a religion check.
Yeah.
That's... I feel bad about that one.
We'll get it back to him in time.
Yeah, like once he...
But for now, you got a +1 to religion for anyone wearing it, which currently at the moment is you.
This. Let me put... What'd you call this? Byzantine?
Byzantine crucifix.
Silver Byzantine crucifix.
Silver Byzantine crucifix. It's got a nice purple trim to it.
Oh god, this +1, I have to remember that.
Yep. Doran. Give me a perception as you kind of pocket this or put it on.
Just given the strange sudden feeling of presence, he's implored actually to put it on. Like, he's not much of a religious type, but this is like, it's something, you know? Like,
If anything, it's a
weird.
cool looking necklace, but feels a little different, so
Exactly, yeah, it's like that. Again, he grew up super fucking like based, like historically, whatever. Everyone has a different god, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, this kind of feels like I believe in God or something. That's weird.
You ever bit superficially hit in the face with "you now believe in God"? It's a weird
Yeah.
feeling.
Perception.
Yep, perception.
20.
You guys look at Torin as he is standing on the edge of the raised little platform there, where you can likely assume the priest or some other member of clergy would likely be standing when giving his sermons to what used to be a likely long row of pews going down the middle that are no longer there. As Torin, you feel a little bit of a click and then a slight adjustment of the floor underneath you as the platform you're standing on as you don the necklace begins to descend down slowly as you guys witness Torin slowly just kind of elevator out of sight.
I see. I appeared to have found a doorway. You know, I was not expecting.
All right, down we go after him.
Yeah.
It's about knee deep. We're all getting on the platform.
The four of you saunter over and step down as Torin's explaining, just slowly disappearing out of sight. You guys descend down about, roughly about 60 feet As it continues to descend down further and further, you can see the brickwork on the wall very well upkept. However, it's getting very damp as you guys get down here. And you're starting to notice more moisture and moss, a bit of calcification on the walls as it goes further down. And eventually get to a point where there's tiny trails of water and droplets of water just clinging to the brickwork beside you. Tiny little streams starting to drip and run down as the sound of water and kind of smell of moss grows a bit further and further. And you start to smell a bit of sea life and almost the ocean type of smell as you descend. And you feel a nice little kind of kerthunk. I need all of you to make me a dex save, please.
Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o.
Dex 14, 7, and a 21, and we'll assume Hachu will be okay with that one. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Here. Hey, there's.
Oh.
Give me a dex save, please.
So do you
As-
think
I
that
still had-
Shinto shrine also had a hidden elevator somewhere?
I couldn't. I wouldn't assume that Shintos don't seem like the type to elevator, if you know what I mean.
You would be surprised.
I suppose I would.
I mean, I wouldn't expect to find a hidden elevator in a basilica either.
I mean, they were Romans.
Again, you would be surprised.
Elevators.
You know how it is. As
Huh?
soon as magic gets involved, you have all of a sudden strange hidden things that seem like very modern contraptions for something that would be built
Yeah.
in like the 900s.
I'm just saying.
Fair
like,
enough.
Romans elevators, like the Colosseum, and the Asian cultures have not so much elevators.
You
Also, this
guys-
one was 470.
You guys feel yourselves drop down rather rapidly as you land with a nice thud. As we move you to the next map, you will find yourselves in the bottom right as it seems the elevator gives out for a moment and collapses underneath you, dropping the remaining 10 feet with a thud. Nikos, you're going to take... Nikos and Hachu, you both take 1 point of damage as your ankles, or stomach rather, kind of sore.
Torin just stands perfectly still, lands anyways, and is just like, huh.
Yeah, that was normal.
Bit of a rough drop there.
Yeah. Well, the elevator appears to have malfunctioned. Understandable, given that it's over 1,000 years old and now. Oh shit.
He looks up.
That is a long chasm to have to climb back up as there is water dripping from the edges of it around you. You guys
Is
realize
it more than
you're-
50 feet?
It is 60 feet, in fact, plus the 10 feet that you dropped.
70 feet. Plus the 10
You know-
feet to even get to the edge. Huh.
We have 100 feet of rope easy. And we have a snake that can stick to walls.
I'm slightly less concerned now. But,
How dark is it, DM?
Funnily enough, you guys don't need to roll a perception check. All of the liquid and trickles of water and droplets and moisture on the walls everywhere, including these small puddles in the brickwork and tile work all over, are letting off a very faint enough kind of light chem-light blue glow that is naturally illuminating everything.
oh, this is wild.
Interesting.
Is this like anything I've ever seen before in basilicas?
Give me a history check. And I'll give you a little expansion on that.
Given the fact that that elevator clearly malfunctioned, as it probably worked in over a century, it might be safe to say that you're the first ones down here in a very long time.
No doubt.
You
This is exciting.
Not necessarily just the elevator, but the basement layout as well.
As you look at it, the white marble work, the gray and white tile and brickwork on the floor, the shape and stacking of everything, you get the most weird feeling of ancient Greek bathhouse vibes. Almost like you're back at Nikos' bathhouse, but
Like
cave system.
pre-Roman.
Pre-Roman
Greek?
Greek, like old school Greek. Classic Greek.
This is like pre-Roman Greek
It is.
stuff. Kind of like your bathhouse, Nikos.
A little bit. A bit more glowy.
Anything of interest down here?
You walk around and you realize it is just
Any-
some older walls, but there's nothing really of interest there other than a handful of very old and crushed and dilapidated pots and vases.
I'm gonna look through them.
Give me investigation. As he's digging through that, what are the rest of you up to as you step off the elevator
That is
platform?
intimidation.
Whoops.
I'm looking around here.
All right.
Following Peter.
You're also looking through the pots.
All right. Nikos, you step forward and you find where a door used to be, and as you look outwards, you get the strongest feeling of deja vu. This kind of water, something about this water feels shockingly familiar to you in a way, but you're not really sure exactly how. As the two of you are kind of looking through some of these chips and broken parts of pottery and vases, some of them white and very smooth, some of them the older brown, more crude ones.
You mean vases?
Vase. They are unfortunately cracked and destroyed, and whatever was in them, for some reason, it seems like all of them were just holding water? Or were holding water?
Are there any frescoes or anything? Is there any decoration on the remains of these pots?
No
These pot
decoration, no
sherds.
etchings, no markings, which is a little unbecoming of most Greek pottery and vases.
Nikos,
Doesn't seem to be anything of that sort.
Yeah?
shouldn't there be art everywhere?
Yeah. I haven't seen anything. Anywhere.
I've seen ruins in Sevastopol, and even the blankest walls had something.
This is the kind of discovery that the people earn awards for.
It depends.
Nikos,
Seems like we've discovered something, but also nothing.
dex save, please.
You got it, boss.
Peter, as you're about to cross the threshold, and Torn, as you're admiring some of the pottery and vase work, Hachu is kind of skulking around and checking out what he's looking at. Nikos, you hear a faint kind of splash of a foot stepping down into shallow water as you look over your shoulder just in time, and a spear flies right past you and sticks into the wall. Peter and Nikos, as you look, you can see a small number of hoplites that seem all too familiar stepping through the doorway and quickly rushing in with shields high and at the ready. Before we roll initiative, we will do that at the start of next session, as we will pause today's session there, having stumbled upon a small group of Telshines deep in the Basilica under what's the name of the city? I keep forgetting.
Aleppo.
Aleppo. Under Aleppo, a very watery, aquatic Greek cavern system.
Surely they can be reasoned with.
Yeah, who knows? We'll have to see.
Uh-huh.
We'll find out next
Alright.
time. Catch you guys
We'll
around.
find out next time because I'm going to bed. So
Oh, yeah.
The airplane put down at the airstrip on a cold and gloomy day, and the 6 aboard all knew their homes were very far away. The strife that gripped the forest all around them was their plight. They knew that something out there wasn't right. There were creatures in the bush, and there were soldiers in the woods. There were zealots in the ruins. There was magic that's no good. Grenades were used aplenty, guns and swords brought in, and death. When it finished, only 5 of 6 were left. On the flight back to their quarters, the new place to be their home, the dangers of their future had been surely set in stone. The content of their briefing brought their purpose into light. These 5 strangers had been brought into the fight. There are stories of the Kobold, of Wilhelm Schwartz and Father Peter too. There are tales of the Hoplite, of Leroy Copeland and Hatshu. And while the details of their past